All right, all right, all right. With another Saturday night, therefore, another Saturday night Shoot the Breeze. I want to thank everyone who participated last week, those of you who will participate this week, and I especially want to thank those of you who tend to tune into the show afterwards, and leave comments, etc. Please do so again so we can continue these conversations. Now, I don't know if I can be heard. I'm on I'm on a new streaming service. I'm going to need those of you who can hear me to say or type 1 in the chat. I see Anthony's out there saying peace to everyone on KWAZ Radio, the panel on the chat. But Anthony, if you're still out there, let me know with a 1 that you guys can hear me. Kofi is out there as well. Matron is saying greetings to everyone. Kofi is saying what's up. But I need you guys to drop a 1 for me if you can hear my voice. Okay. Great. Folks can hear me. With anytime you try these new streaming services, you never know what's going on. So thanks for the 1s. War Drum is out there as well. Saw War Drum earlier in the chat as well. So thanks to all of you for the 1s. So with that said, now let's talk about what we have in store for you guys tonight. On tonight's episode of Shoot the Breeze, this is episode 188, by the way. What are your thoughts on the Zelensky-Trump intense White House meeting? We're going to talk about being punch drunk, apparently. Mayweather endorses Trump. We're going to talk about Vibes Cartel now embraces Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Bob Marley, and calls skin bleaching trying to destroy God. Very, very interesting, because if you know the background, he played a big role in increasing and popularizing skin bleaching in the past. So it's interesting to hear him say that now. We will talk about the fact that Black people don't unnecessarily bring attention to yourselves when you don't have to. We talked a little bit about that last week, so I'm guessing this is kind of follow-up to that brief conversation. And lastly, we're going to introduce to you, if you haven't seen it before, the Pretendian National Anthem. The Pretendian National Anthem. All of those topics are on the board tonight. Like Anthony says, I was going to make that my shout out tonight, but RIP to Angie Stone. Apparently she died earlier this morning in a car accident. Shout out to Daily Affirmations by Pauline saying good evening. And shout out to War Drum who says Trump is no statesman. Shout out to everyone who's here so far. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to start the show officially. And on the other side, I'll drop Shoot the Breeze topic number 1, as well as introduce any and all of my panelists. In the meantime, guys, share the episode to your social media, give it a thumbs up, and we'll be right back. So stay tuned.
You are listening to the Bitter Medicine Podcast on KWAZ Radio. Welcome to the Bitter Medicine Podcast, where it's all about Black empowerment. Our show focuses on Black news and entertainment, arts, science, economics, history, people, and strategies that uplift, empower, and motivate Africans within the diaspora. And now your host, whose favorite color is black, Goku.
Welcome back to the Bitter Medicine Podcast. I am your host, Koku. Just want to remind you guys before we get the show rolling that this show is part of a podcast network called KWAZ Radio. There are other shows on the network you are invited to tune into.
This is D Webb with the Harsh Reality Podcast, asking you to tune in where we tackle the news of the day that affects our community, only on KWAZ Radio.
Peace, family. This is Oni, inviting you to listen to the Pro-Black Perspective, where black problems are addressed with black solutions.
Greetings, fam. Tune in to The Learning Curve with me, the revolutionary matron on KWAZ Radio.
You are listening to the Bitter Medicine Podcast on KWAZ Radio.
All right, make sure you're also tuned into Brother Bakari's BBN network, the Forecast Radio, who's also these days seems mostly he's co-hosting with Consider Cheek, Rum in the Bush. And make sure you tune into Kofi, the Black critic, who was just live streaming a couple hours ago himself. So if you want to join the panel, the link is pinned to the top of the chat. And it's on both KWAZ and it's on both KWAZ and the Bitter Medicine Podcast. For some reason, I feel like the KWAZ stream isn't working, but in any event, let me just make sure everything is good over here while I'm at it. As I'm waiting for people to join. If I just do it by myself, it's all right. In fact, you know what? Let's get right to it. I'm just checking my sound and that streaming is working over here. It seems so. Okay. In the meantime, let me go ahead and give you Shoot the Breeze topic number 1. Shoot the Breeze topic number 1 says, what are your thoughts on the Zelensky-Trump intense White House meeting? That was an interesting meeting indeed. What I'll do is I'll share. Kofi says, I'm not on the panel. Are you backstage or something? Because with this new setup, I'm not too sure how it appears when someone has joined backstage. So anyway, let me share my screen so you could see the attachment that came with this video. Let me see. All right. So Kofi says he thinks he's backstage. Give me 1 second. Some of this right now. Okay, so Kofi. Okay, add to stream. Okay, now I understand how it works. Okay. Kofi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You can hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Cool,
Thanks for coming through. How are you this week?
Not bad. Doing good. How are you?
I'm good. I can't complain. Thanks for coming through. I'm just trying to figure out this new streaming thing. Okay, there we go. That looks better. All right.
I think this is better than the other one you had.
Again, Shoot the Breeze topic number 1. Oh yeah, it seems so.
Yeah, because like you can connect right away.
Okay. Shoot the Breeze topic number 1 says, what are your thoughts on the Zelensky-Trump intense White House meeting? This comes with this attachment, takes us to YouTube. We'll watch the video. It's pretty short, 3.5 minutes, and then we'll discuss it.
We begin tonight with that Oval Office clash seen around the world.
You don't know, you're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III.
New tonight, Presidents Trump and Zelensky talk about what's next after the meeting that turned into a shouting match. Good evening, I'm Christine Johnson, and tonight President Zelensky is refusing to apologize after that unprecedented clash at the White House. What started diplomatic ended with pointed fingers, voices raised, and eyes rolled. And now CBS News has learned that when Ukrainian officials called the White House to restart talks after that blow-up, they were told the president didn't want to talk again today. Brennan here now with this dramatic shift in dynamic. Dick?
Dramatic indeed, Christine. The meeting was supposed to be about the signing of a historic deal to give the U.S. access to Ukraine's wealth of minerals, but it turned ugly, triggering outrage on both sides and tonight from Ukrainian Americans.
Quite honestly, I'm enraged and disgusted.
We can't take this, all the insults anymore. And there's a roar building up.
Reaction reverberating over the explosive face-off between President Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky.
If you didn't have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3 days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days.
The two presidents clashed on how to make peace.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. But right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country.
The vice president then jumped in, lecturing Zelensky.
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring it into this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine? Did you say what problems we have?
I have been to...
Come once.
Trump ended the exchanges with a prediction.
Great television, I will say that.
Tonight, Secretary of State Marco Rubio is demanding that Zelensky apologize.
Apologize for turning this thing into the fiasco for him that it became.
But when asked if he would, Zelensky indicated that won't be happening.
I think that we have to be very open and very honest, and I'm not sure that we did something bad.
Before he left for Florida, Trump said he wants an immediate ceasefire and should hold support from Ukraine if Zelensky does not cooperate.
Either we're going to end it or let him fight it out. And if he fights it out, it's not going to be pretty. Because without us, he doesn't win.
Now, after the meeting, Zelensky was told to leave the White House with no guarantees of future support. White House officials said Trump felt disrespected by Zelensky during that meeting, in particular when he rolled his eyes and shrugged his shoulders. Christine.
All right, Dick, thank you. And of course, we'll be following this fallout from the meeting. You can always find the latest on our website, CBS New York.
Yes, very, very cringeworthy. But I'm reminded that earlier in the chat, you had Wardrum, who said that, Trump is not really a statesman. I can't find a comment now. But yeah, earlier Wardrum said that in the chat, and I thought that was very interesting because you realize more and more that he's not very presidential. He's not, from what we've seen in however long now. But his base loves him, and apparently a lot of black folks are fooled by him too. A lot of the so-called blagger, as Brother Bakari would call it. In the chat, TrickIB262+ says, "Didn't Trump do a debate show at his Oval Office? I completely missed this. LOL." KW7 says, "Crotch grab." Says Crotch grab is doing everything right in order to destabilize pan-Europeanism. Zelensky is a spoiled child. Wardrum says, "This is the beginning of the end of this place. The world will turn their backs." With that said, now I guess I got two panelists with me. It's kind of hard to tell with this new streaming thing, but Buana has joined us. Buana, how are you this week?
Coco, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Coco?
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Good. Yeah, I'm well. I'm hoping all the brothers are good as well. In watching this was really for Trump's base. He was playing to his base because I can't say he in his right mind, but no president in his right mind would deal with international affairs like this in open, like he's trying to play like a cowboy. It's like a Western movie. So he is trying to send a message to his audience of strength. You know, I'm appearing strong before this guy who we giving money to. So he's gonna bow to the United States, and it's red meat for his base. His red meat supporters, they like to see these kinds of things to make them believe that, oh, we in charge, you know, the big bad United States, American exceptionalism. And then you have this other guy, the vice president, Vance, J.D. Vance, who the president say, a question was asked by Fox News, I think, whether that asked to Trump whether he felt like J.D. Vance would be a suitable replacement. Automatically, he said no. So these guys are vying for power, and J.D. Vance is vying for position. But these things shouldn't be in the public like this. So you have to ask yourself, well, why is this in the public? He is just trying to send red meat to his base. Because when he is having meetings with the Jewish nation, you would never see this on television. This would never be advertised on Fox News. If he having communications with different kinds of countries like Saudi Arabia, you would never see these things highlighted. Well, with Trump, he is just a wild card because he is ridiculous. But this is the problem with having a businessman trying to handle international politics in a way that it's like a business arrangement. You're not in a business engagement with someone. You're actually trying to have a conversation based on war issues where millions of people are dying. Well, thousands of people are dying, and this man is just out of his league. And like America has lost its credibility in the world. That's been done. That's over with. You know what I mean? So they're only gonna have the only position that they could take now is force after this nonsense is happening in the world. But I don't know, man. He has 4 years.
Hello? Is Juana there, or
I feel like
you guys went out on my end?
I feel like sounds like Buana fella dropped out there. Kofi, what are your thoughts here?
I have a total different view on it that I think a lot of people is missing. Because with me, when I see situations, especially with geopolitics, we have to incorporate the history, and not incorporating the history, you kind of placating it into what Republicans is trying to disseminate along low and people that don't know what's going on. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit of history. You have to understand from the beginning. So Trump was always in the pocket of Putin. It goes all the way back in the beginning with the Russian interference, and they had the Russian bots, and they had all these things. They said with what was the last Attorney General, I think it was, oh my gosh, forgot his name. And basically, because with the whole Russia, it's all a hoax. And oh my God, see the man's face, but I don't know his name, right? And anyway, he again, like first term Trump, everyone is a revolving door. He had to leave, but he was saying, I think it was the old Attorney General saying, like, yes, Russia had something to do with our elections. They influenced our elections. So coming in when Trump was running the first time, he was compromised with Russia. I even heard one time that it was Don Jr. was playing on a golf course. I forgot the person who said it. That it was like, because again, Trump is a failed businessman. All these people that think Trump is this, this wizard, that business, and all this other stuff. This is all the okie doke stuff that our people are falling for. Just like how Elon Musk is a genius, right? There's all these popular beliefs that people have without any fact to back them up. And because again, Trump, he had all these failed businesses, so he couldn't get regular loans. So it's like, hey, where are you getting the loan to do your next project? And I think it was Don Jr., one of the Trump sons, was like, oh, we're getting it from the Russians, right? So remember, so you had that happening and the whole Russian investigation thing and all that. So the reason why Vladimir Putin is interested in Donald Trump is because a little background history for those of you that may not know. The former Soviet Union was this during the time of the Cold War. So at the fall of the Soviet Union, it broke up. And from that breakup, you had other nations that became sovereign. When Vladimir Putin came into it, the Soviet Union that he has now was not how it was before as a whole. Vladimir Putin's mission, he wants the Soviet Union that Mikhail Gorbachev had. So this means he has to invade sovereign countries that broke away from Soviet Union in the 80s. So, and Ukraine used to be a part of the Soviet Union, right? And he is obviously a dictator. So that's why Vladimir Putin is invading Ukraine. So going fast forward now, during the debate with him and Kamala Harris, they asked him a question. Mr. Trump, are you going to support our allies in Ukraine? Ukraine wants to be a part of NATO, right? And Putin, that's a threat to Putin. If you guys have a map in your head where Ukraine is and things like that, if they become a part of Putin, it will be encroaching on the Soviet Union. They don't want that. So they asked Trump, do you want our allies, Ukraine, to support? He's like, yes, I want to win the war. And they asked him, okay, Mr. Trump, Ukraine's the ours. Do you want Ukraine to win? I want the war to end. Mr. Trump, we understand, but do you want Ukraine to win? I want the war to end. All of this he is saying. Why? Because Putin is in his pocket. Putin is in his pocket. That is the reason why he's saying that. And then again, Trump says, oh, the war would be, well, if I'm the president, I can only do it from the Oval Office. Once I become president, this war would be done in 24 hours. Same thing that costs eggs and groceries and other things that is not happening. That didn't happen. To show Putin show his power. I was going to do a show about this tomorrow or sometime this week because I haven't been doing politics lately. Vladimir Putin had a picture in Russia, and Russia media was propaganda because it's Russia. So whatever is being posted in Russia is pretty much state propaganda. It goes through Putin, right? They had a picture. They had naked nudes and pictures of Melania Trump, saying, "Oh, look at her. She's the mom. She's this. She's this. She's this. She's that." While Trump is saying, "Oh yeah. He said that he talked to Putin, and then Putin says he never talked to me." And on top of that, he's showing her pictures nude of Melania. Of course, MAGA's not saying anything. All these things shows you that Trump is a puppet for Putin. So when Trump it's talk about Zelensky. So when Trump won, Russia, Ukraine already know they were screwed. They already know they were screwed, but Zelensky had to do it. So I'm saying that to address this today's point is that all Trump was doing, Trump up to this day, and they've been trying to twist his arm to say it, that Russia is the aggressor. So when Trump is saying, "Oh, you don't want peace, it's like me going to Buana right now and slap fire out of him and say, "Look, Buana don't want peace." That's what Trump is doing, right? So Zelensky's like, what are you talking about? You don't want peace. And he has to play a delicate role because, yes, he does. There's other European allies that's depending on him, but he really needs the United States. That man had to sit there and get berated. J.D. Vance or J.P. Mandel, right? J.P. Mandel is what Donald Trump calls one time he called J.D. Vance J.P. Mandel, but Joe Biden is the guy that have Alzheimer's, so everyone grades Trump on a curve. J.P. Mandel, right, started antagonizing Zelensky, and then Trump followed up with the antagonist. Yes, you need to be thankful. You need to be thankful, and you don't thank us. since other administrations, if you look at that press conference, he was like, yes, I have thanked President Obama. I have thanked Joe Biden. Yeah, but I wasn't president. He's talking about the office. Trump is so egotistical. You didn't thank me. You're not thanking me. He thanked the office. And then after that, this is all supposed to be for a mineral deal. And basically they're supposed to do a mineral deal after that. They berated the man so much. So insult on top of injury, they kicked him out. Because after that, they were supposed to do a mineral deal like you stated. But if you saw later on Fox News, that later on that day, Zelensky went on Fox News. And of course, the narrative is going to be, you did something wrong. They're not even showing you what the man said wrong. They're just saying you did something wrong. This is how you know it's a bullshit game. And he said, "Are you going to apologize?" He said, "Apologize for what? You're supposed to sign the mineral deal, right? They didn't let me sign the mineral deal. I have no problem with that, but I wanted certain guarantees from the United States that we can do it." What did Trump say in that press conference? No, it's going to be done. I'm strong. They don't respect Biden. They don't respect Biden. Biden's an idiot. They don't respect him. They'll respect me. That's not how you do diplomacy. That's not how you do this. I have people that's dependent on me. I can't come to them and saying, "Well, Trump says he's strong. It's going to be a good deal. It's going to be okay." That's no. I can't do that. I can't do that. I need certain guarantees. Oh, you're being disrespectful. You need to be thankful. This is the game. And to land my plane, I think Trump is doing all this stuff to destabilize the United States economy and the dollar because he put a lot of stuff heavy in crypto. Him, Don Jr., all of them, heavy in crypto. I think they're purposely trying to tank the United States economy, do all these things with tariffs, have a war with China, have a war with Europe, have a war with all these people, with Mexico, all our allies, a war with Canada, say I'm going to invade Greenland, do all this stuff, do everything that you're not supposed to do as an American president to make it fall. And I think he's doing it for his own financial gain, and I'll land my plane there.
Thank you. I know you landed your plane, but don't get up. Let me read some comments here. The first one is directly for you, remainder. It says, "Who is this guy? Oh, sorry, who is this talking? He sounds crazy." Wow. So Kofi, keep that in mind. I'll come back to you about it. Trigabi262 Plus says, "Putin is trying to defend Russia from being much more militarily weak. If Ukraine were to join NATO, Russia historically do not have mountains but flat plains, so they have to be militarily strong." Trigger goes on to say, "If Ukraine joins NATO, NATO can bolster military options on their border, and they would have to work harder to defend themselves against NATO encroachment." Wardrum adds that the tariffs, threats to take Greenland, annexation of Canada, invasion of Mexico, deportation of citizens, not just illegals, is all a part of the reason why the world will turn against America. Trigger says they preferably want that mountain range in order to have a sort of wall to defend against NATO. So he's just finishing that thought there. I'll throw it back to Kofi. Thoughts on you sounding crazy to Yana B in the chat.
Well, all I know is the same person that's saying his thing. So me saying I sound crazy, that doesn't mean anything. He has to come more clear than that. If he heard everything that I said, he just sounds like a Russian sympathizer. That's all that is. I don't know if he's American. I don't know if he's from overseas or whatever. But so far it sounds like he don't know what the hell he's talking about. So when it comes to that, the whole NATO thing, again, this all sounds like, now put it like this: we personally, this is a Pan-African panel. We personally have no dog in this fight, but something as big as this could have ramifications, and we may get residuals from the fallout, especially for us that is here in America. Someone defending Russia, saying that, well, why is Russia gonna why is NATO, why is Ukraine gonna join NATO? And because then Russia, they have all this concern for a dictatorship. They all have concern for a dictatorship. Vladimir Putin is a dictator. There's no elections. He kills all of his oppositions. This is not a democracy. You talk against him, he kills you. If you're a part of the press or you're a part of his regime, he kills you. So anyone is defending Vladimir Putin, pardon my French, you're a fucking asshole. Because if that was happening in Africa, we would have a problem, right? So whoever these people are, they sound like ops and Russian sympathizers. Because again, if that was happening anywhere in Africa, we're like, no, this is crazy. This guy's been president, and we talk about that. This guy's been president for too long. And especially if you know he's killing reporters and killing people that say, you know what, I want to run against you, let's have an election. And all of a sudden the person just ends up dead. So if this person want to clarify what they're saying, they could come on the panel. But as of right now, they sound like an asshole.
All right, I appreciate that.
I don't know if you can hear. Yeah.
Kofi, Yonabi is a she, by the way. Yeah, Yonabi is a her, is a she. But Yonabi, if you want to, you could come up on the panel. Yonabi has been on the panel before. You feel free to come up. In the meantime, let me go to my other panelists who have joined me. Let's welcome back Buana. Buana, are you good now?
I think I am. I think I'm good. Yeah, I was just listening to Kofi do his thing. You know, Kofi is a political animal, so he is more up to scratch in terms of what is happening. So for this particular prompt, I'd probably rather listen to the guys who are, because I didn't watch the meeting itself. I only watched clips from the meeting, so they would probably be better prepared to articulate what's going on within this room. So I'll leave it to them, Coco, for this one.
Sure thing. Ditso's here with us. Ditso, how?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me once again. And this is an interesting subject. I'm just going to ask the panel. Is anybody aware if the Russia back in the days of the USSR, at any moment Russia wanted to join NATO? Does anybody know the answer to that?
No, not to my recollection. Not to my recollection, because you had two superpowers at that time, was United States and the USSR. Those were the two big superpowers. Like no one, they talked about nobody else during that time, to my recollection.
Kofi, you're going to hate me, and you know that was a rhetorical question. Actually, on March 31st, 1954, Russia USSR sent a proposal to then the newly born NATO. And the suggestion via the Communist Party General Secretary Nikita Khrushchev, he laid out a plan for USSR to join NATO. And I just posted in the chat the response letter by NATO, that's French, English, and United States, which suggested that.
I'm sorry, I'm not cutting you off. What year was that?
54.
54, got you.
Yeah, 54.
That's before. That's before. Is that the stage that was from before Mikhail Gorbachev was president of the U.S.?
Yeah, at that time, 54. If I'm not incorrect,
it wasn't Mikhail Gorbachev. Mikhail Gorbachev was around. I'm more speaking to the time frame of Mikhail Gorbachev. Thank you for the information, though.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to undermine the information.
Gorbachev.
Okay, I was referring to Gorbachev towards the end of the Cold War, which was the fall of the USSR. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, Stalin died 53. That's when Gregory Malenkov, also known as alongside Lavrent, I'm killing the names there, Lavrentiy Beria and Vyacheslav Molotov took the reins for that moment. Then came in Nikita Khrushchev. So that's right after the death of Stalin. So here's the interesting part that people don't realize. If we look at the confirmation, at how everything was being played out, right at the end of the war, the infamous Cold War was not such a thing. Why? Because Russia was an ally to the United States up till the end of the war, particularly with the takeage of Berlin. Understanding those contexts, especially on end of the war up to early 60s, that fear of the resurgence of Germany, particularly of West Germany, pushed USSR, particularly after the death of Stalin, to then say, look, we had been allies. We beat the Nazis. Why don't we work together? But it was more in the self-interest of saying, we don't want West Germany or Germany to resurge again under a Nazi threat. So I wanted to give that context to jump up to today. Why? Because Trump is a lackey of Putin. He's working as a lackey of Putin. Let's be real. Putin invaded Ukraine. Why did they invade Ukraine, and particularly if you go back to 2014 or 2014? Because it wasn't the fear of NATO. That's the bullshit lie. It was because Putin is trying to resurgence all the USSR under his rule. And the first approach you needed to have was take over Odessa and take over Crimea. Why? Because it gives the access to that portion of the sea. So what we have today is Trump, a oligarch tyrant in the style of Vladimir Putin, but to the United States, allying himself to Putin. And since we're entering the fourth year of the war, of a complete and utter stalemate for Russia and a complete failure militarily for Russia in its intentions, we see now that in a very short and concise way, we're seeing the reshifting of what had been the world order since the end of the war. And that shift is now happening towards authoritarian assholes like Putin or Trump. And that is extremely dangerous because we may have today's Hitler appearing in a surprise move. I don't know from where, but it's most possible that we see today's Hitler appearing in that aspect.
I would also like to add on to the point. Good stuff, Ditto. I also like to add to the point in the whole hypocrisy and the reason why Trump is in Putin's pocket. Remember, this is the job. The job of the United States president is to be part of the EU, be aligned with our allies, be a part of NATO, and so on and so forth. Now, Trump talks, we know, outside of both sides of his mouth. China's our enemy. China, China, China. I hate China, China, China. China, 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 China. And he wouldn't throw Putin under the bus, right? To the point where, if you guys may not know, this week he said, "Hey, I'm selling Trump gold cards." What is a Trump gold card? Oh, he said Russian oligarchs, the Russian oligarchs, that they want citizenship. I'll have them come over here because it'll be good for business. But for $5 million, I'm selling them United States citizenship, as well as the Chinese. This is an American president, but obviously we have people in the comment section, right, that know better, that knows better. I would like to ask them, like, how Is that Americans selling American citizenship to people that are dictators, to people that are dictators or that is America's enemies? And I'm pretty sure that's illegal. So if he's selling $5 million Trump gold cards, selling American citizenship, who's that money going to? If you think that it's going to the American people and for him to cut the deficit, you're a fucking fool. One. Two, if you see meetings with Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin, he's a pussycat. He doesn't give 10% energy that he gives to Zelensky that he will give to Putin. All he does is cover for Putin, as well as other people in the chat. I'm going to be antagonistic because you're going to suffer for your goddamn ignorance. I want him to see. Show me a video or instance where Trump is as vicious, half as vicious as he was to Putin as he was to Zelensky. You can't play benign neglect with this.
No. I mean, the videos that we can see of Trump with Putin is Trump kissing the ass of Putin and being all, sweetie stuff in that type of world.
Exactly. If I give you a job and your job is to move from box A to box X, and you taking box A and doing the box D, you're not doing your goddamn job. That's the job of the American president, is to do that. And here's the thing: when you talk to these Republicans, there's probably potential Republicans inside this chat, and that's good, right? When it comes to, I'm going to pivot a little bit here. When it comes to the war in Gaza, you see how, because again, you had a Republican saying, Trump, there's no war, which is bullshit. Trump, there's no war, right? Now it's like, oh, we want peace, When you talk about Gaza, bomb the whole shit down. Bomb the smithereens. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you guys saw it, but he put some AI video of Trump Gaza. It's like an AI thing where they bomb all of Gaza and it looks like Dubai and it's got Trump statues everywhere and stuff like that. That's fine. And he's sitting at the poolside on the beach side of Gaza with Benjamin Netanyahu. Elon Musk is there eating like something that looked like hummus and there's a whole bunch of people driving Teslas around and stuff like that. But y'all motherfuckers think that's okay. I'm talking from a humanistic perspective. What's going on in Gaza from a human standpoint is horrific. I'm talking from a human standpoint. There's a Pan-African channel, but I'm also talking from a humanistic standpoint. Because you're gonna have people going to try to muddy up the waters and think that, I love Palestine. I love Palestinians over my own people. That's not what I'm saying. I'm trying to show you that the economy, they're saying they want peace, right? But on the other hand, when it comes to white supremacy, and then making money, I'm going to bomb all of Gaza. So I'll land my plane right there.
Well,
anybody
actually, I wanted to drop in, but I was waiting to see if somebody else was going to say, because look, I'm going to make it very simple. The change that we're seeing with the second administration of Trump, from the things he tried on the first one, is a complete and utter change from the dynamics that were that had been continuing by the United States in matters of free trade agreements, particularly the 14 free FTAs that the United States has with 20 countries. Second, we see a shift in regards of that so-called leadership of the United States. Now Donald Trump is seen as a charlatan and somebody you got to stay away from, but more focused into. And by the way, the only African nation that has FTA with United States is Morocco. Just a quick note on that. But in this point of the Ukraine war, and particularly also seeing his reaction in regards of the Palestinian-Israel war that is also happening. Trump, and just listen to the words he said to Zelensky. This is not the way to do business. Out of all the conflict that was there, those words are key. This is not a way to do business. His idea of being president is the same as being a CEO of a company, and that tells us
I will have
volumes.
to push. I will have to push back on that about the president, and that's the problem. I'm going to push back. It's just you and I, so I guess we could have a conversation. If Coca will allow it. That is the president is. You cannot run the United States like a business. The goal of a business is to maximize profit. The goal of a president is also a part of a government is to maintain its people, to maintain its people, and and to make sure that the country is run smooth. Make sure that the people is protected. Make sure that its people is well fed, as well. Make sure the people they can make money. There's no profit. There's no profit margin to engage. What I'm saying, I just want to make that correction. And that's why I don't like people when people say that and say, well, I'm gonna pick on Donald Trump because he's the businessman. Okay, he's a shit businessman, but even if he was a successful businessman, that still does not work. That still does not work. But I
Right
don't
there,
want
when
to
he
like,
was
yeah.
stretching his hand, that's the moment on that's the area where Trump says this is not the way of doing business. And right there, when he's telling, and we agree, Covey, a president's job is not to run a country like a business. A business is a business, a state is a state. They're two different things. But the mentality.
Wait a minute, brothers. Wait a minute. The American population, the American public, the voters, knew what Donald Trump was prior to him coming into office. In fact, Donald Trump had a show showing that he is a hyper-capitalist. And America decided to choose him anyways. So if most of his life, all he's been is a businessman, the American people want a businessman at the head of their political whatever. They want a businessman, else they wouldn't have voted for him. And the idea of, yes, America say, yes, we want, at the bottom line, we want to see profit. We want to be able to solicit the most money that we could get in endorsing and having Donald Trump as president. He is going to bring us the most money into our coffers. This is why he was elected. Now they are finding out that a president, the bottom line can't just be money, because this president says, we're going to take away your Medicaid. And we can make you pay for it because we have to maximize profits. Whether it's with the insurance companies or it's with the hospitals, we have to maximize.
But Buana is not profit. He's doing all that to do Doge or whatever, because they're trying to bring down the deficit, right? That's the reason why I do it. It's not a profit margin that they're trying to go. They're trying to quote unquote, which they have not found yet to this very day, of fraud and abuse. And what they're doing, like you said, they're cutting benefits from American people, from your basic, from poor to middle class American people, like Medicaid. Even they even cutting things for like NOAA, which is the thing that predicts weather, and that's not good, especially when it comes to hurricane season. So it's not a profit margin like you're saying. It's them trying to cut the deficit, and all the economists knew around this time that, okay, Kamala Harris, you have the Kamala Harris economic plan and the Trump economic plan. The Trump economic plan added an extra $4 trillion to the deficit versus Kamala Harris's economic plan. There's always going to be a deficit.
But
hold on.
Briefly. But there are two ways as a capitalist in terms of looking at business. You could either cut costs, like Elon Musk is currently doing, gutting the federal government, trying to say that he is trying.
No,
to
he is money. Not. He is not cutting costs.
Let me finish. I personally know, and you are an informed American person, so you know he is not. He is going after his enemies and he's getting rid of competition. I know that, and you know that. When I talk to you, Kofi, I want you to look through the spectacles of the regular American citizen who don't see these kinds of things, who don't do the secondary and the third kind of analysis. Because I know Elon Musk is going after his enemies. He's trying to get rid of competition. I know he's trying to do that. But what he's selling to the American person on the street is, I am cutting costs to bring in more monies into our coffers. So I'm saying to you, there's two ways of going about doing these things as a businessman. You could cut the fat in the federal government or any business, get rid of people who are unproductive and save yourself some money as a corporation, or you could get more consumers, expand your borders. They have chosen to act like a crackhead and fire a bunch of people, get rid of the enemies, because the majority of the, let me also say this too, by the way, the majority of people who hire black folks in America is the government, it's the government itself. Most of black people in America have government jobs over so-called corporate jobs. So they're really going after their enemies.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? But needless to say, I think at the end of the day, what you all doing is good. You all are informing the American listeners, and I think you all should break it down a little bit more to get them to understand, because they'll be more apt to jump on your bandwagon if they understand what Elon Musk is doing. Is not trying to cut costs. He is trying to do something else. Anyways, man, this is your conversation, bro. Go ahead.
No, but Juana, no, you're absolutely right, because he's cutting costs, but at the same time.
One second. Did so. I need you to mute your mic when you're not speaking. We can hear typing through other people's discourse. All right, so mute your mic.
Yeah. Sorry.
Kofi, go ahead.
Yeah, no, Juana, you're absolutely right, because he wants to doing fraud, waste, and abuse, but at the same time, he's giving himself government contracts with SpaceX and what's that internet link thing that he got. Also, Donald Trump, you guys can look this up. Starlink, right? But they're doing waste, fraud, and abuse. He's the richest man in the world. But he's doing that. It even said in the beginning of his administration, there was like, hey, people are saying there's kind of a conflict of interest because you got Elon Musk and, he may get these contracts. No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. But here we are, right? And then on top of that, look it up yourself. I think it was $200 million. Was it Alina Habba? He did for a commercial for ads using taxpayer money to tell people all around the world, obviously brown people all around the world, in English, not to come here. Don't come here. And then at the end of it, thank me for it. Say, well, this is because of President Trump. And I thank President. $200 million of taxpayers' money he's sending. But everybody's saying, yes, that's waste, fraud, and abuse. Where's the goddamn waste, fraud, and abuse? Where is it? And they can never tell you that. They're just saying it's waste, fraud, and abuse. While Donald Trump is doing waste, fraud, and abuse.
Hold on, can I look? There's something important on this whole conversation. There was a comment that was put on the screen, and it says, the man is a businessman, America is a corporate republic, America is a republic business, you all don't get it. We have a problem here. The problem is that this whole rhetoric has been launched for at least 180 years in regards of the confirmation of what a republic is and how it functions, etc. So let's put it simple. Yes, the idea of what a president should do is, in a very simple term, in a constitutional republic, is an administrator. He administers, or she administers, the body of what is known as the executive branch. Contrary to what the legislative does, which is pretty much legislate over the reality of that particular nation. United States is not a corporation, has never been one, but it's a republic who has a body of judicial decisions and of the norm of the law, or the rule of the law, that in many ways is way behind from the social advancements and necessities in that sense. That is one characteristic of a rule of law. The law is always two steps behind what society advances in different subjects. This being understand, the reality of the United States is that it has suffered very few changes. It has undergone a bipartisan controls, particularly for the past 165 years. That bipartisan control has muddled the waters because it has not allowed a further political representation and a more multi-party system that would enable or avoid or minimize people like Trump arriving to power. So let's just put it very simple. What we see today in the United States has already been lived in their own ways in Venezuela, Nicaragua, and many other countries. This is the way a republic dies. And it was killed by the own people who elected Donald Trump.
So I disagree with you, brother. I think that the United States is, sorry for interrupting. I'll let you go. Just give me a second. I think that when you say that the United States isn't a corporation, the United States is certainly a corporation, if not a group of corporations. This is my opinion. I think it's a group of corporations, few corporations, and the laws that they have in America are designed specifically to benefit corporations. You want to be sister, you are maybe on the other side of the aisle. Your voice would be very much appreciated because I like to have balance, bro. This is not an echo chamber. No one is going to bite your head off, sister. Come on and come give your opinions to bring balance to the political discussion that we have. And if you could, sister, just click the link and come on and give your opinion.
Push on that one. Look, a corporation is here's a problem. The way I can explain a corporation in the legal sense is more attuned to the legal practice or the rule of law established in Latin America, which is a Greco-Roman implementation that is mainly use positive, that is mainly normative. So when I tell you this, corporations are a maxima of the civil right of the right of association. They are a judicial person. But the problem is that within the United States, it's a common law naturalist perspective. So, but the interesting part is that notion is still very much in that sense. And I quote, this is from Cornell Law School. Corporations are entities that act as a single fictional person. Much like an actual person, a corporation may be sued, lent, and borrowed. Additionally, a company has been incorporated, can easily transfer ownership through stock sales and exist indefinitely. Okay? But in order for corporations to be, they have to be authorized and governed by state and federal law, which then takes us to the Model Business Corporation Act provided by the ABA, which also then you can talk about the Securities Act of 33 and so on. But the point being here is that this rhetoric in regards of what and how United States behaves, yes, we can agree that the involvement of political with the private sector has been one of extremely negative outcomes in many ways. I'll give an example. Texas and its power outage a couple of years ago, and just recently, actually. Why did those power outages happen? Because power is in the hands of the private sector. That is a reality that impacts. And why is that?
Right. This right.
Okay, so why is that something that does not benefit the common good, the common necessity? Because at the end, those private sectors, the only interest and the only drive is money. That's it. While on the other hand, a full nationalization of whatever of the basic should I lost the word? I'm doing in 4 languages right now. Of the basic necessities such as water, electricity, etc., can also lead to bad. And I can tell you this in a very simple sense: over monopolization of the state of this necessities, as well as over privatization, both can generate the same effect: a lack of accessibility and a lack of care for that. But when you have a mixed system where you have certain aspects of it nationalized, protected for the interest of everybody in aspects of water, electricity, food, etc., but you enable then the private sector to play a role into that, then you have a better security. But I digress.
I mean, just it's simply all you have to just say this one. Think like this. But I like what Disto did, because he basically just broke down what the 3 branches of government is and what they do and things of that nature, and how it works. That was a good civics lesson. But I'm going to make it as simple as this: if American corporations in America doesn't exist, are you saying, Buana, that the American government doesn't exist? Because the American government is not based upon we need to make money. So if you're saying American business,
as you know it, what did the president say in this meeting? The president says he is discussing issues of war now. War matters. Someone cut their microphone because I could hear a background. He is discussing issue war, a business like this. What does one thing have to do with the other? He is thinking as a businessman. This man is thinking about the fate of the citizens in this country being slaughtered. That's first and foremost. The second thing.
Because we're answering what you're saying. We're answering what you're saying to your statement. You're saying that America is a business. Now, what you're saying about the meeting, that's something totally different. Okay.
I finished my examples. The president of the United States is selling citizenship for $5 million to Russia. Yes, sir.
Buana, I'm just going to interrupt you for one quick second here. After Buana gives his statement here, I want to redirect just for 2 minutes. So you only have 2 minutes. After Buana finishes his full thought here, I want to redirect it back to the prompt. And in particular, how should us as Pan-Africans see this interaction between Trump and Zelensky? Buana, you finish your thought, and then we'll do the final 2 minutes on that.
Yeah, no problem, because we could get into the weeds with these political discussions. But the president of the United States is selling citizenship for $5 million. Who is he selling that to? He is selling that to the oligarchs in Russia, because he knows the oligarchs in Russia are billionaires many times over. He is trying to appeal to a wealthy consumer base, not consumer base, a productive base and money base to come to America to do business. If you are managing that country, and then in one instance, and in another instance, you're gutting social programs, you're gutting the federal government, you're gutting the Department of Education. You are trying to he is trying, if you say America is not run like a business before, he certainly is trying to do it right now. If you don't see the evidence of that. But again, I want to go. I'm gonna be very brief with this. My thoughts as a terms, and for me as a black man, in these political matters that have to do with relationships with Europe, my concern, first and foremost, is the words of Mia Mottley in trying to form and establish greater ties and relationships with my brothers and sisters in this world globally, worldwide over. Because as these men sit in this room dealing with pan-Europeanism business, I should be about the business of dealing with business with me and my brothers in the world globally, because this is what's important to me. So let them deal with their affairs in pan-Europeanism business. Let me deal with my affairs in pan-African business. I'll leave it there.
Kofi and Ditso.
Okay, so go ahead.
Go ahead. Well, yeah, like I said before, when we're talking about this, I said it's probably my third time saying this. This is a Pan-African platform or whatever. So I'm talking under the guise of the American outlook and what it is politically globally, not to show that I have any type of investment or absolute concern as a black man. But as a black man from a Pan-African perspective, this is something where you sit back, you have a drink, you have some popcorn, and you enjoy the show. Because when to our respective countries, and if we had to do business with these people, this is a lesson that we can have to ourselves and see how they treat themselves. Look how they treating themselves. You think they're going to treat us any better? Do you think they're going to treat us as equals? No, they're not going to. So this is a lesson that we could learn when it comes to doing business, whether it's for diplomacy, when it comes to war, when it comes to signing on deals and treaties and things like that. This is just history repeating itself. What's going on right now is European tribalism. And like Juana says, this is pan-Europeanism right now that we're looking at, because all those deals that they're doing that Trump want to do with Zelensky is going to benefit America, aka white people. It's not going to directly benefit us. So we're looking at pan-Europeanism and tribalism, then fighting each other. So we could sit back and just chill and just see the fireworks and just learn from this situation and how they deal with each other, and to know that they're not going to deal with us any better. Ditso, I'll pass it to you.
Yeah, Ditso, keep it brief for me, please. Go ahead.
Yeah, a little brief. Look, what played on the White House was intentional. Today, Zelensky was in UK, and the atmosphere was completely and utterly different. However, the shift of United States under the so-called leadership of Donald Trump is a bipolar one. Donald Trump thinks like a businessman and governs like a tyrant. The problem is that true justice is that the one who started the war, Russia, must pay. And what is being attempted by Donald Trump is completely the inverse. So let's not be fooled. A man who is a failure as a businessman, who is a con man, who is a sexual molester like Donald Trump, is destroying what had been imposed in the last almost 80 years since the end of the Second World War. And to answer this in a very simple fashion, in the last 124 years, 2 world wars started in Europe, and it dragged us all of us in the world into that bullshit. And I agree that primordially we must do business with our own, with those that are closest to us or those of us who share elements. But we cannot turn our back on the bullshit of the European ex-colonizers in any way, shape, form, or manner. Because eventually, if a third world war goes on, it goes again into Europe. This tribalism of Europe is fucking all of us up. And the worst part of all is now Donald Trump has effectively allied himself with the aggressor, Russia. And that tells us volumes. I land my plane.
I appreciate that, everyone. Anthony joined us here at the end. I want to go to Shoot Breeze topic number 2, but Anthony, how are you this week? Don't tell me this ain't working for Anthony either. Anthony, can you hear me? All right. Well, I guess we'll catch up with Anthony.
Anthony, you might be on mute. Maybe he's on mute. Hopefully he's not on mute.
Yeah, but he showed me. When you guys were backstage before I brought you up, you guys could hear the show?
Yeah, this is a good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is.
It was good.
Yeah,
this is a lot better. Yeah, before on the other one that you had before, you got to come in like 2-3 times to get in on the panel once.
Okay. So Anthony, I've done my part, man. I've tried to see what'll work. I think it might be your phone or setup. In the meantime, though, let's get to Shooter Breeze topic number 2. Shooter Breeze topic number 2 says, oh, and by the way, you guys who are listening to the playback, check out the chat, man. The chat had a good back and forth going on. I just couldn't get through all of it. But Shooter Breeze topic number 2 says, punch drunk Mayweather endorses Trump. This comes with a link that takes us to to X. This is from Dom Lucre, who I think most of us probably follow or see their post. It says, breaking news: undefeated boxing champion Floyd Mayweather just surprised all his fans by randomly going on Fox News to defend President Trump and claim, quote, he is the best president we have ever had. Mayweather says, quote, I'm happy. We had Trump before. We didn't appreciate him, but I think Trump is the best president we've ever had. Let's hear it from Mayweather himself.
I'm happy, but we're never happy. When we had Trump before, we didn't appreciate him, but I think Trump is a great president. Actually, he's the best president in my eyes. He's the best president we ever had. Great businessman, and that's what it's about.
Yeah, and the way the day's cabinet thing, you probably went around here. It was really phenomenal. To the point you talked about team, putting together a great team.
Yes,
put together a fantastic cabinet.
Trump has done an amazing job, and a lot of people around America are upset. But no matter who goes in the White House, we're always upset.
Right.
And I think Trump is the man for the job. He's the best president in my eyes.
I also been reading.
At least I'm happy, but we're never happy. When we had Trump before, we didn't appreciate him, but I think Trump is a great president. Actually, he's the best president he's the best president we had. Great businessman, and that's what it's about.
Yeah, and the way the day's cabinet thing, you probably went around here. It was really phenomenal. To the point you talked about team, putting together a great team.
Yes,
put together a fantastic cabinet.
Trump has done an amazing job, and a lot of people around America are upset. But no matter who goes in the White House, we're always upset.
Right.
And I think Trump is the man for the job. He's the best president in my eyes.
I also been reading.
Some Negroes is just embarrassing, ain't? My goodness. Should we stop at number 2? Punch drunk Mayweather endorses Trump. Let me hear from Kofi on this one first. Kofi, what's it?
I can't stand Floyd Mayweather. I can't stand. Like, if you put what? Anyway, let me not berate another black man like that on open airways. him and Trump is in the same tax bracket. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to keep it nice. I'm going to keep it cordial. I'm not going to talk about Floyd Mayweather's an idiot and a coon and everything what a nigga is. But they're in the same tax bracket, right? So he's going to like Donald. He's going to like Donald Trump. For some reason, crazy reason, rich people really love other rich people. But I'm pretty sure if you should ask Floyd Mayweather, because you see, he's like, yeah, I like Trump. Then he automatically pivot. No, you know what? He's the best president ever. Usually, that people say things like that, they're not politically astute when they say these things, make these claims. I'll say, well, why? If I'm pretty sure I have an opportunity to ask, why is Trump the best president? He wouldn't even have an answer, or he'll just pretty much have a wrong answer. If you want to love Donald Trump or whatever for whatever on personal reason, that's fine. But if you're making such a political claim, like he's the best president, so like he's the next thing since FDR or whatever or something like that, I would like to know why. But obviously he doesn't know. It's Floyd Mayweather. What I'm saying? This is not a person that ever read a book. I'm pretty sure. What I'm saying? So I got really nothing much to say about that or whatever, but it's Floyd Mayweather. That's all I can say. I'll yield the mic.
I appreciate that, Kofi. Let me check in with Anthony again. Let me see if Anthony can hear us this time around. Anthony, if you're there, say something.
Hey, can you hear me, brother?
Yes.
I
can
can hear you now.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hey, what's going on, brothers? How y'all doing, man?
Oh, it's good. It's good to hear.
Good.
Yeah, how y'all doing, man? What's going on? Yeah, man, it sounds like it must be a delay or something, man. Because I didn't hardly hear nothing what Kobe was saying. But yeah, man. Hey, Coco, man. Whoever did this prompt, they were wrong with that, man. You know what I'm saying? They were wrong for putting this house Negro up, man. Hey, look here. We all know who Floyd Mayweather is, and like Kobe was saying, I heard the last part of what Kobe was saying about he's in that tax bracket. He's a rich man, and that suits him just fine. But I'm just saying, man. They put Floyd Mayweather, any rich black person, up in front of us as a leader or as a spokesman to try to sell this bullshit to us. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times we buy it, but I think, we know that ain't nothing. Floyd Mayweather is a clown, man. You know what I'm saying? And we shouldn't even take him serious. I know we don't, but no one should take him seriously, man. I don't really have too much to say about that. It was funny as hell, though. I got a laugh out of it. Yeah, I'll knock off right there, man.
Yeah, peace, brother Anthony. Peace, brother Anthony.
Good stuff.
Peace, Kobe. Peace, Kobe.
Let's hear from Ditso. Ditso, punch drunk. Mayweather endorses Trump. What say you to this?
Everybody's entitled to an opinion, but that does not mean that an opinion is correct or concise or even remotely, how can we say it, should be taken into consideration. I mean, they just put this guy on TV because he has been somewhat irrelevant, and he's living off the past of his success as a boxer. But as a politician, he should say boxing. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay, all right. I hear you on that. That kind of comes across like shut up and dribble, but because this guy is supporting Trump,
he called us Laura Ingraham.
Look. Let's be honest.
No, he should shut up and dribble.
Yeah, yeah. Shut up and box.
And
oh wait, he can't anymore. He's old and he's gotten hit too many times in the head. So I could assume that his words are coming from somebody who's got hit too many times on the head, therefore maybe suffering from that illness of the brain damage.
CTE.
Yeah, CTE. Yeah.
CTE. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. So Koku. Koku knows a guy in the Bahamas who
Buana, you went out. We don't hear you. You went out. Buana, if you can hear us, we can't hear you.
Yeah, Buana. I don't know what's up with Buana. In the meantime, while we let Buana work that out, let's welcome in Black Steel this week if he can hear me. Black Steel, can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. How you doing, Coco?
I'm great, man. Thanks for coming through. How are you this week?
Man, I love being among my people, man. Real talk. I really do. I can't complain too much, but I'm following this topic and the last topic too. I mean, he's Floyd Mayweather. You know, he's not the brightest. He's not the highest grade of weed in the dispensary. If we're being honest, right? But what mostly is that he's acting out his class interests, right? I think sometimes we don't really deal with class that much because he's a black person and he's very wealthy, right? So it is in his interest to support someone like Trump because that makes him better off. Because he's in that tax bracket. So when you see wealthy black people supporting Trump, they're literally going with their class interests. Nothing he says should be taken seriously. You know, Malcolm X warned us about putting black entertainers as leaders, and it's just the case. He's rich. Trump's promising to cut taxes and help other rich people like him. So when you have a situation where wealthy people may benefit, they're gonna go with that. Their blackness is a secondary thing. I'm not rich. I'm black. I'm not black. I'm OJ. Remember when he said that? Look at Kanye West. Kanye West is the most horrible thing, but he's a billionaire. So of course he's going to support a president who has multiple billionaires in his cabinet. So that's all it is. You know, I think that we have to really be more class conscious because most black people tend to be working class, tend to be work a job, 2 jobs. These black people who like Mayweather, they don't speak for the masses of people, and we need to stop pretending that he does. All right. Thanks. I yield the mic.
I appreciate that. Real concise and to the point. I like it. Let's welcome in Brother Bakari this week. Brother Bakari, how are you this week? Okay, don't tell him Bakari ain't coming up either. Don't let Bakari drop. Buana, are you there? Okay, you guys are coming in and out, back and forth. Bakari, can you hear me now? Boy.
Yeah, maybe guys, look at your mute button. Check, guys, look at your mute button. Maybe your mute button's on.
I don't know, man. All right, man.
Well, I hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
We hear you. We hear you. We hear you.
Yeah, I was out, man. I didn't even know I was going to come up that quick. Hey, look, I saw y'all play. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
We hear you.
Just think about it like this. When Black Lives Matter was big, before anybody went to figure out who they were, what they're doing, how they doing, just remember, it was Floyd Mayweather they brought up. They asked him about Black Lives Matter. Actually, they didn't even ask him about Black Lives Matter. They asked him about a fight that had just happened to give his commentary on the fight. And the first thing he said was, I'm just here to say, all lives matter. They didn't even ask him about that. They asked him about the fight.
I missed that.
I'm just here.
Really? He said that?
I'm just here to say all lives matter.
Wow.
But
he's worse than Kanye.
Those entertainers. See, here's the thing. Those, for me anyway, those entertainers, athletes, basketball players, rappers, whatever the hell they want to be called. Man, black people got to forget about them. And that unless they're like Clifton Powell. Do y'all know who Clifton Powell is, right? So if they're like Clifton Powell, you don't forget about them. But for the majority of them, man, just forget about them. Stop thinking they're with you. Stop thinking they're gonna ever say anything stop thinking they're gonna ever say anything good. If they do, they do. Like I saw how everybody was all over the Kendrick Lamar halftime show. Like I say, that's the second halftime show I've ever seen in my life, and I'm just connected. He's a celebrity. I just took it as a halftime show. Did he try to put a message in there? Yeah, but was it going to be something that's going to lead to a revolution? No, that's not what they're on their record labels. That's not their intentions. Remember, Ice Cube was once with Khaled Mahal, Attack and Make You Vomit, down with Khaled Abdul Muhammad. If you want a boy, I'm in there. I'm the illest one to kill his house brother. Well, anyway, when he did that and they said something to him, what did he do? My point is, man, we have to just forget about these celebrities. Floyd Mayweather, stroke Trump. But the saddest thing for me, it's not Floyd Mayweather or another celebrity stroking Donald Trump. It's poor to middle class black people that stroke Donald Trump, that stroke these folks. Because these celebrities, I'm just being honest. Me personally, I've forgotten about them. I don't expect nothing from them. Just think, these grown men out there arguing over who Big Meat should be friend with. Should he be 50 Cent, Rick Ross, Floyd Mayweather? Just think that that's what the celebrities are, and nothing they word mean. Their word mean nothing but poor folk worship money and worship their money and worship rich black people money. Poor black people look up to rich black folks like it's their money and like to brag on their money. That's my take on it.
Appreciate that, Brother Bakari. Buana had to go and restart his setup there. So, is there any last thoughts on this prompt by any of the panelists?
Far beyond that, he's been hit. Far beyond that, he's been hit too many times on the head. And yes, I put the video where he says all lives matter. Nothing more.
I think Brother Bakari said something right on the head about, saying Malcolm X, saying, celebrities shouldn't be our own role models or so-called leaders. But I think we're kind of stuck in that era of where, let's be honest, I think the reason why we look to black celebrities that are well of note, because they have a platform, they have a voice for us. So you got your Dick Gregory's, your James Baldwin's, your Harry Belafonte's. You have all your Nina Simone's, your Billie Holidays. You have all these people that are musicians and artists, right? Olympic gold medalists. They they have a they speak for us. They have a platform where the whole world has no choice but to pay attention to us. So when they say something, they're a representation of us. But there are no more Muhammad Ali's. There are no more Nina Simone's or Billie Holidays, and that's the problem. And for some reason we're still giving all these people that same grace that these people are credible like that. So I do agree with what Malcolm X is saying, but at the same time, there are a lot of black celebrities, movie stars, athletes, musicians that gave us a voice. And that's pretty much it.
Let's go to Shoot Breeze topic number 3 then. That was a good conversation, by the way. Someone needs to mute the mic. We'll go to Shoot Breeze topic number 3, and then Buana could catch up to us there. Shoot Breeze topic number 3 says, Vibes Cartel embraces Papa Garvey, Malcolm X, Bob Marley, and calls skin bleaching trying to destroy God. Now, for those who might not remember, we talked about on Shoot Breeze some time ago, but had been accused of being responsible for extremely increasing and popularizing skin bleaching in the past. Bounty Killer spoke on it. I could play the Bounty Killer video too, but I think you guys get the idea. So this is Vibes Cartel saying something a little. Watch it. There's 2 attachments. We'll watch, and then we'll discuss.
I cannot hear the video.
Yeah, I can't hear anything either.
Hey, Kung Fu, we can't hear it. Can't hear it.
Apparently, y'all can't know where I could know that. Let me stop sharing. So thanks to you guys for saying something else I wouldn't have known whatsoever. Let me stop sharing and let me start sharing again. Let me go back to the timestamp. I think it was here. Let me know if you can hear it.
I know you say you don't know regrets.
Regrets, yeah.
But is there anything you thought you was one of those things?
We can hear it. We can hear it.
Watch. Short boss pussy. Like, I should have put dudes on her, like private eyes. Like undercover fucking agent. To watch the pussies. Like, at the time. At the time I met Sidem, that's my current actor. It was 2015. July 25th.
Yeah, I met while you was in jail.
Yeah, in prison. I mean, at that time, me and Shorty was going through a lot. Because remember, I'm in prison, I'm fighting Graves' disease. Even now I have it. That's why I wear my shades, because sometimes, like even now we're smoking, my eyes, it would irritate me, my eyes would get swollen.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, straight up. Because we're human. Yeah. You know what I mean? And Shorty, Sidem was there for me. And like I said, I understand Shorty's perspective. Think about it. You're in prison 2 years. I'm gonna hold it. And she did. 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6, 7, bro, 8, nigga, 9, dog, 10. Come on, man. So that's for me, like, I'm a realist.
And what was you originally sentenced to? How many years?
Expiration date. That's how much we love
You
music.
revere.
Right.
I go as
literally
far
like
as
worship, like next to Jesus. You know what I mean?
Was it like if you're a star in Jamaica, you're a star all over the world?
That's true. That's
yeah,
true.
because I just being honest. As your cousin, I see the influence that Jamaica has around the world.
Yeah.
Around the world.
Not just as entertainers. Remember Marcus Garvey
Marcus
did
Garvey,
it.
that's right. Exactly.
He toured the entire Latin America. That's why we big in Panama. We big in Latin America, Costa Rica, Venezuela.
Minister Farrakhan is from Jamaica. He's Jamaican. He's not from Jamaica, but
he has his Jamaican heritage.
Right.
Because remember, like I said, Marcus Garvey, you know who was his right-hand man? Elijah Muhammad. Detroit office of the UNIA for Marcus Garvey.
Wow. That's crazy.
And I'm telling you, Jamaicans have always had that influence in America with our cousins, the African American. We've always had that influence. You know what I mean? So, and like I said, was Marcus Garvey's point man in
I don't know. That's the founder of the Nation of Islam.
Exactly. He's the founder of Islam. And Malcolm X's father was Marcus Garvey's right-hand man. Yes. It's crazy, man.
I remember.
Yeah. How can you remember? You weren't there.
No, I'm talking about.
So that's one. Just make sure I have the right timestamp. And that was Oh no! So I still have a few more minutes on this, and then I have to play the second attachment.
Malcolm X autobiography? Yeah.
That's where I read it. To be honest, that's where I read it.
That's where I read it.
Look at the book. Look at you can tell that there's influence by the cover of the book.
Yeah, I did this literally by look, Malcolm X, The Pose, which is the album. Bob Marley did this Pose as well. So I'm sure he was into, because Bob Marley sang a lot of Marcus Garvey philosophies. He put it to music. And he puts Haile Selassie. The speech that he made at the
until this philosophy
United Nations. Sometimes it wasn't called the United Nations. It was called, I don't remember.
United Niggas.
United Niggas. Yeah. I like that. Yeah. So Bob Marley, that's why Bob Marley is so powerful. Because you know he's mixed. His dad is white.
White.
His mom is black.
Yeah.
So he had to navigate through that racial tension back in the day when in the 70s in Jamaica, 60s, if you were light-skinned, you were kind of frowned upon.
Right.
Yeah, so, man, we love Bob, though. Like, our generation, respect Bob. He represented for Marcus Garvey. He represented for Selassie, Haile Selassie. Yeah, even when they came to the hotel, Carter, we love you. Yeah.
But let me ask you. Ask this a quick.
All right, so that's the end of that one timestamp. There's a second timestamp here. Make sure I'm sharing the video with you guys. Play the second clip and then discussion.
I was just going to say that because I remember rehearsing for your show because I follow the
Bleach Out Cartel. The Black Cartel and the Bleach Out Cartel.
Yes.
Where you use the fucking, burn out the fucking melanin.
Yes.
And like you're trying to kill God. Yeah, man.
Do you regret that?
I told you I regret nothing.
Okay.
Because if you win, you either win or learn. You lose is when you die. And we still know where you go when you die, even though I'm religious.
And what those lessons are from your negatives.
From life.
From your negatives.
You know what I mean? So I never believe in losses. So I couldn't have regrets. And I've lost people that I love, but I can't regret.
The reason why I asked that because Kodak Black and he had a song and Super Gremlin. He said, you know, I know the perk was fake, but I still ate it because I was a gremlin. The perk is in
yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying? So
see how deep that it was,
and he regretted that to a degree.
That, but think about this. I already drank like 4 bottles of fucking. How can I regret it? I can't change it.
Right. You can't go back.
You can't go back.
Gotcha.
But the only thing I can do from that is like, don't drink from beautiful women. I'm giving her props. Come on.
Yeah, okay.
So if I got fucked up, no, I mean if I went outside and was like, bleh, I'm like, don't drink from beautiful women.
That was the lesson learned.
So it was the L. That was the L. It's not the loss. It's a lesson. Because once you're alive, it's not a loss. It's a lesson. And if it's a lesson, it's a blessing. If it's a lesson, it's a blessing. Last year, them times I was in fucking prison. What the fuck you talking about? I'm in America. And I'm rich.
Yeah.
That's right. Richard.
But anyway, Vibes Cartel embraces Papa Garvey, Malcolm X, Bob Marley, and calls skin bleaching trying to destroy God, yet has no apologies for previous works. Let me start off with Anthony McPhail on this one. I would say.
Yeah, Coco. Can you hear me, Coco?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Where I'm gonna start with this, man. Okay, I'm gonna start right here. Okay, Vaz Cartel. Okay, he's a talented artist. He's a talented artist. I give him that. You know, and he's a very influential artist. You know, in Jamaica and outside of Jamaica. But outside of that, Vaz Cartel, to me, I put him in the category that I put Snoop Dogg. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, and I despise Snoop Dogg's work. You know, his whole career. Not him as a person, but everything that he stands for. Because Vaz Cartel is the same guy. I mean, you know, this brother for a long time. And look here, I got to say this here. Of course, people do make mistakes. We all make mistakes. You know, we all make the wrong choices in a lot of things. And sometimes people learn a lesson from that. You know, he went to the penitentiary for about 10 years. And so maybe, he got there and he took in wisdom and he learned a lot of things. But I mean, I had to look at you funny when you're going on a show like the Drink Champs, because that show is garbage. You know what I'm saying? And then you don't listen to the conversation that they having. You know, I mean, I really can't take you seriously, because I mean, it's been a whole lot of artists who done said some positive things, who talked about Brother Malcolm and who talked about Marcus Garvey. You know, and talked about, you know, and gave a vanilla black consciousness, but you look at what they really do and the other shit they do beside that, and you be like, no, man, you know, I don't know if I could take him seriously. I mean, like I said, I'm not gonna just judge him like that and just say, you know, this is what it is, because, you know, maybe this is a start, maybe he could grow a little bit, and maybe he could learn more, you know, and look and see, you know, all of the shit that he did before, how detrimental that was to Jamaican society and to people, fans and everything, people who looked up to him. Because, you know, I mean, Vaz did a whole bunch of vile shit on record. You know what I'm saying? He expounded a lot of vile shit. And, you know, and from what I heard, he did a lot of vile shit in real life. You know, as far as, I mean, you know, shit that was detrimental to the community. So I'm just like, you know, okay, you know, I mean, you don't want to throw any of your people away, because he is our brother and everything. But I mean, I don't really take him seriously though, man. But yeah, you know, one thing I did like what he was saying when he was talking about Elijah Muhammad. Yes, you know, a lot of people don't know Elijah Muhammad was in the UNIA, and the connection he made with Malcolm's father. You know, Malcolm's father and Elijah were from the same hometown in Sandersville, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? And they started out together. So that's the connection that he had, you know, when he was talking about Brother Malcolm. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't really take vibes seriously, man. You know, I mean, I can't. I don't think we not gonna get ready to put him up there in the class of a conscious artist or something like that. You know, he said a couple of things. You know, he probably went and read a couple of books, but I know a whole lot of brothers that went in the penitentiary, read a couple of books, you know, thought they had some knowledge and came out, and sooner or later, after they had a taste of freedom, went back to doing the same old bullshit they was doing. You know, I'll leave it at that, Coco.
I appreciate that, Brother Anthony. Let's have from Black Steel next. Black Steel, would say you.
Well, you know, kind of building off what Anthony was saying, it sounded like he was maybe he went to prison and experienced some things, saw some things, felt some things, and it kind of brought him back, right? Kind of like Saul in the Bible on the road to Damascus, where he meets Jesus and he has the come to Jesus moment. Boom. Maybe that's what happened. But then again, it could be maybe he's just realizing his audience is kind of maturing. Maybe he's trying to appeal to a different audience by being on some conscious stuff. So I'm not really questioning the accuracy of his information. I'm just questioning why. Did he wake up one day and realize, you know what? This skin bleaching is bad for people. Maybe I need to stop doing that. You know, maybe he's talking about our revolutionary black leaders because maybe he's changed, you know? It happens. I guess I'm just a little You know, I have a hard time believing he's telling the truth, but we'll see. We'll see. You can tell the tree by the fruit on it. And we'll see what kind of fruit he produces now that he's had his awakening. Now that he saw the light. All right. Even though he doesn't regret anything because it brought him to where he's at now. But I don't know. I don't know. Right message, wrong messenger, I suppose. I'm glad to see he stopped the skin bleaching. I'm glad to see he's speaking against it. I don't think that he's the cause of it. I don't think he even made it popular because skin bleaching is popular across the diaspora. But I think him being such a mainstream artist, such a popular artist, to making it so you know popular with him, he didn't help matters at all. So we'll see. We'll see. I'll leave it there. Thanks.
I appreciate that, Black Steel. Did so. What say you?
How the mighty have fallen. Look.
1 2 1 2.
The same situation with Floyd Mayweather. Vibes Cartel. We cannot continue enabling people that because of one specific talent then become a microphone for political or social commentary that is baseless. Look, Vibes is lucky because he was found guilty for the murder of Lizard, and he was sentenced to life in jail because he was part of that of murdering that person, Clive Williams, or Clive Lizard Williams. In regards of his bleaching comments, it clearly shows a whole series of ignorance. But Vibes Cartels is a byproduct of class and the issues of class, either in the United States or Jamaica or anywhere else in the Western Hemisphere. And it clearly shows in his music, it shows in his commentaries, and in his positions. And unfortunately, this type of individual who reach a greater fame because of a talent that they may have, they become tools for misinformation and misguiding others in many ways. And that is one of the major products of being unable to decolonize and the work that we still have to do to improve education, to improve conditions in Afro North American, Afro Central, Afro Caribbean, or Afro South American populations. So, to be sincere, how the mighty have fallen from the eras of Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, great ones that I still hear to today, to people like Vibes that have clearly contributed to the negative, to the advancement of great music created in Jamaica, such as reggae or dancehall or any of those subgenres of reggae in that sense. So that's all I have to say.
Appreciate that, did so. Yeah, Daily Affirmation by Pauline makes the point here that skin bleaching has been popular for years with blacks in many countries. You heard Malcolm X talk about it back in the 60s. It was a problem then too. the reason why Vibes gets a little bit of a spotlight here is because he made media. He made music that was an advertisement for skin bleaching. One of the most destructive practices in blackness. Probably the most destructive, if you really think about it, because it outranks wearing wigs and all that kind of stuff, and you know, the makeup and all this type of stuff. So it's one of the worst. And he's sitting up here saying he regrets nothing, but yet we want to pat him on the back because he went to jail and he learned one or two things. He finally, he probably didn't know who Marcus Garvey was before he went to prison. Now he wants to talk about Garvey and Malcolm X and this, that, and the other. And yet you have no remorse. Say what you want to say. Malcolm X had remorse for some of his actions when he was running the streets, man. And he said in his book and elsewhere, like, where's remorse? We cannot be allowing this stuff to just skate. Let me see if Buana can hear me now. Buana, can you hear me? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, Buana, can you hear me now?
1 2 1 2. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, because I wanted to talk about this. Vybz Kartel is a scumbag. You know, he is. I agree with everything what Anthony just said about Vybz Kartel and Black Steel. Both of them are true to form in what they were saying. This man is of the Mayweather ilk.
Did Buana drop again? Oh, yeah, it seems like Buana dropped again. Let me see if Kofi can fill in the slack here. Kofi, are you there?
Yeah. I had to drop off for a little while, so I think I pretty much got the gist of it. So I wasn't there about the whole skin bleaching thing. I don't know if he spoke about that, but I was there in the beginning when he was talking about reggae influence in Latin America and the contributions of Marcus Garvey and Elijah Muhammad and this, that, and the other. And all of a sudden, so right now I'm tuned in, and you just said he has no regret, no remorse for skin bleaching. So, and I agree with you and this. So he probably didn't know who Marcus Garvey was before he got locked up. He probably had no idea who Marcus Garvey was. So this is a person that studied somebody, but is not adhering or trying to apply their practices to their life to better their life. It's just somebody who they know. Like, you could have someone that's very knowledgeable about a particular person, but they're not going to apply it to.
Look like we lost Kofi, and then we gained Buana. So Buana,
can you
finish your thought from what you was having before?
Yeah, he is using the name of Marcus Garvey, like how Christians use Jesus Christ, like how the pastor use Jesus Christ to make money. It's all a money thing. It's like him and Floyd Mayweather, they wanted to see him. They wanted to see him. And to
I don't know what it is tonight, man, or what it is with this streaming stuff, but it's always an issue. And I am supposed to be able to have 10 people up here, so it shouldn't be that. I don't get it. Buana, can you hear me? All right. Does anyone else on the panel have any last thoughts on this prompt or further thoughts?
I guess no one hears me. Oh man.
Yeah, Kofi, can you hear us?
Yeah. I can hear you. Yeah, I don't know. It's like just kicks you off, and you just gotta come back in.
Okay.
Yeah. No. Like I was saying before. He's not applying the knowledge. That he's learned. It's just something for him to know and boast and brag about, and still go along with the niggerish life. So again, it's more.
Unbelievable stuff, man. Unbelievable stuff. So everything was working fine until it wasn't. It's just unbelievable stuff.
Hey, Koku.
Yes, sir.
No, I'm sorry, Koku. I was just going to say, it's ironic that I'm the one not getting kicked off now.
I know, right? I know. That's the that's the crazy thing. I made the changes of the streaming platform I'm using, so you see if that will help Anthony's case and others who are having trouble. Now Anthony's good, and everyone else has a problem. So I'm not going to belabor the point too long. If there's no last thoughts on this prompt, let's just move on to Shoot the Breeze topic number 3, I think it would be tonight. Actually, Shoot the Breeze topic number 4. So actually, let me check out some comments in the meantime. Yana says, again, Black people love the foolishness. I get you. Black people do love a certain level of foolishness, or a certain amount of Black people like a certain level of nonsense. I can't even deny it. Trigger Ivy 262 Plus says bleaching can also be used to pass into a different race, especially those who are mixed race. These techniques of beauty is used for racial impersonation, impersonating a different race. Absolutely. Cheryl was laughing. Sister Raw says greetings. Yana B says he's Jamaican. He knows who he is. Okay. Cheryl is in the chat. She says, my husband says he represents Jamaica's contradictions. Interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting thought there. Buana says he'll come back. Sister Ross says it'd be the whites that control this thing. Do you understand? Yeah, I get it. This is you can never point the finger at a Black person without acknowledging that he is representing, his chosen master. So I'll never not center them in within the discussion. But at the end of the day, Vibes has a choice or choices to make. And as Buana is saying from the chat, he's saying Vibes Cartel is a 5-star degenerate. War Drum says bleaching is outrageous. Absolutely. Daily Affirmation says to Yana B, yes, he knew who Gavi was, but at that time, Vibes didn't give a blank. Yeah, he might have known, but damn sure didn't care. Let me see who's trying to get back on the panel now. Let me start with Buana. Buana, can you hear me? Buana's gone again. All right, Kofi, can you hear me? Kofi, can you hear me?
What the hell?
I can hear you.
I can hear All right. I'll just have to work with those who I have up here with me. One of you guys can put your comments down in the chat, and I'll get to them. Hold on, Buana might be back now. Let me see if he's here. Buana, can you hear me now?
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Can you
sir.
hear me?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
yeah. So like I was saying, I think that this man is an opportunist. I'll be quick. He's an opportunist, and unfortunately, he has fooled the Jamaican people, as Tariq Nasheed has fooled the American people. These people are just opportunists. They're just trying to make money. They don't care. They have their philosophy is any means necessary to get to that bag. So he is going to use Marcus Garvey now to enrich himself, as he has used sex and sexuality and perversion and drugs and guns to sell, to market to the young people, and bleaching. He's made that popular to the young.
All right, Buana cut out again. That's weird. While one of them figure that out, I'm going to just go to shoot the brief topic number 4. Trust me, I tried. Let me just set up the video itself. Oh, is it my computer that's slowing down? I don't know. I get this ad out the way. The topic. With you guys. I'll share the video that's along. Man, these YouTube have gotten ridiculous in the last couple of weeks too. They'll go for 5 minutes if you give them a chance to. Go. So for
Coco.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I was just saying it might be your computer because you're doing a lot of breaking up.
Oh yeah. Okay, my computer might be running slow too. Shooter Breeze topic number 4 says, Black people don't unnecessarily bring attention to yourself when you don't have to. This came with a link that'll take us to, again, make sure you guys, I'm seeing, absolutely. So we'll watch the video and then we'll discuss it. Buana, Kofi, you guys can comment in the chat. I'll read your comments on the screen.
Can't hear shit.
Okay, Black still says y'all can't hear anything. This is kind of weird. Could you guys see the video just out of curiosity?
I could see a little bit, but it wasn't kind of glitching somewhere.
Okay, I don't know what's happening. Let's try it again. Make sure you guys can see what I see. I'll start from the beginning. You guys, let me know quickly if you can hear it or not.
This Haitian American community is urging the U.S. government to reconsider the decision to remove temporary protected status for hundreds of thousands of people. Without TPS, more than 500,000 Haitians would be at risk of deportation. Good evening, I'm Elliot Rodriguez.
And I'm Lauren Pastrana. Thank you for joining us. CBS News Miami's Yvonne Taylor joins us live now from Little Haiti. And Yvonne, activists insist that going back to Haiti is not for many families.
That's what we heard from everybody here, Elliot and Lauren. In fact, I talked to a girl right here who told me, I want my face to be seen. I don't care about giving you my name because I have nothing to hide. I'm not a criminal. But the reality is that in 6 months, she could be deported. And that is one of the reasons why they are going to file a lawsuit against the Trump administration.
I am a TPS recipient, and I am legal.
That is how 25-year-old Tasha feels 24 hours after the Trump administration announced it's rolling back the 18-month protection of TPS for her and at least 500,000 other Haitians in the U.S.
Which is sending us Haitians back home would mean sending us to a non-livable country.
Friday morning at a press conference in Little Haiti, the unsafe conditions of Haiti were mentioned by several speakers, while all people were holding not divide our family.
To send them back, countries still grappling with the aftermath of a devastating earthquake, political unrest, and economic hardship is both inhumane and unjust.
About the decision to roll back TPS for Haiti, Homeland Security said through a statement, for decades the TPS system has been exploited and abused. For example, Haiti has been designated for TPS since 2010. The data shows each extension of the country's TPS designation allowed more Haitian nationals, even those who enter the U.S. illegally, to qualify for legal protected status.
You look at the document that they submitted yesterday, shortening the time period for Haiti. There is not one word in there, not one word about the conditions in Haiti. And that protected status is about.
Immigration attorney Ira Kurzban, that was one of the reasons the community would sue the Trump administration.
He can't find those millions of people who are criminals. It's taking legal people who have legal status here, taking it away from them so he can fulfill his promise.
August of 2025. What?
I don't know. There's no other solution, and I'm not looking for other solution. It will mean for me to go back home.
So Haitian acted today that as many as, listen to this, 520,000 Haitians, the exact figure, which means more than 500,000, are covered under TPS. They also don't know what they're going to do in August, but wait. We're live in Little Haiti. Yvonne Taylor.
What a conundrum. But like Juana's saying in the chat, I'll read his comments later. Why don't you just keep quiet right now? Should read topic number 4 tonight. It says black people don't unnecessarily bring attention to yourself. To who's with us now? Let me see who's actually on the panel. This new kind of
I'm still here.
Works different, so it's hard for me to tell who's here, who's not here. So let me start with Black Steel. Black Steel, what say you to this?
Well, I don't get the prompt, honestly. Black people don't unnecessarily bring attention to yourself when you don't have to. They obviously have to, because if their protected status is being declined, if they're being returned back to Haiti, then this is something that they need to bring attention to. I don't want to go too deep, but I always want us to talk about some things. The condition of Haiti, as it stands today, is a direct result of U.S. imperialism, right? Not just U.S. imperialism, but also French as well, but mainly United States imperialism is the reason for Haiti's condition today, right? So the idea that the United States has done everything possible to put Haiti in the condition it is today. The people are fleeing from a condition that has been caused by the United States, and then to tell them, oh well, we're going to remove your temporary protected status. It's on its very face. It's offensive, right? So I don't get the prompt when they're saying you don't have to, because the condition that is in Haiti right now is not a good condition for anybody. These people flee. They could have been political prisoners. I don't know what the issue is, but they left Haiti for a reason. And there are laws, there are treaties that are in place. International treaties are in place. There's refugee statuses that are every government in on paper has to adhere to. Um, the rule of law is something that these so-called Western democracies um, really hold up as a foundational part of Western civilization. But when it really comes down to it, they pick and choose which laws and which rules they want to follow. And I wasn't able to get into the first prompt, but I would have said that what we're seeing is the erosion of American soft power. Now, many countries have hard power, which is military, and they have soft power with diplomacy, you know, creating relationships, trade. What we're seeing now is the erosion of American soft power, and now it's just straight up naked brutality. You know, I think it was Napoleon who talked about being a silk glove on an iron fist, right? He had the military, he had the army, go in there and kick your ass. But before that, he would try to use diplomacy, try to use sweet words and treaties. There's no more silk glove on the iron fist anymore. It's just straight up naked hatred, and the cruelty is the point, right? I know a lot of people said that before, but the point is to be as cruel as possible to prevent people from wanting to come to America. So America will devastate your home countries. Then they'll turn around and remove you from the US borders after they destroy your country. And they come here and call you a freeloader and say, oh, we don't owe these people anything. Yes, you do. You do. You do. Because if you don't want to foreign people in your country, then stop bombing their countries. Stop sanctioning their economies. So I just don't understand the prompt where they're saying, "Oh, you don't have to." I think this does need to be called out. It's an embarrassment to the international world, to the international, to America. But America doesn't feel shame. They don't feel embarrassment. But I support the Haitian people, and I support those here. I support those who may come from other countries. From outside the country. I support all of them because they are here as a result of U.S. imperialism. I'll leave it there.
Black
Thanks.
Steel, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Black Steel?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. What's
awesome. Oh my goodness. So the reason why I put this prompt up here is this particular president is ruling by wherever the media goes. He has no rhyme or reason as long as it's portrayed in the media like he is the strong man and he looks good in the media. This is how he rules and governs. This TPS issue is not an issue before so many issues before the United States government, like Ukraine and many other issues that's occurring in the United States right now. I am saying it would be better for the Haitian community because they always have issues of immigration in South Florida. You know that, you in South Florida. I'm saying that, man, maybe it's better to cool out for right now. The activists don't need to be in the face of the president because what he is gonna do for media attention and for the red meat of MAGA is go down there to make a point. To make a point where it don't need to be made. Maybe some Haitians relaxing in South Florida right now. You know what I mean? Relax off of that. Relax off of that. And if we was living in a fair and just world and in a world where we are following the rules I could understand what you were saying, but you are dealing with a media whore right now, and he is trying. See, Yana B, with respect to the good sister, she is an American citizen. Yeah, she's an American.
Good sister, man. Come on, man. She been showing her ass in the comments all night, man. She's an
but she have a
embarrassment.
right to opinion as an American citizen, though.
She does. It's just a stupid opinion, but okay.
She have a right to an opinion, and she says in her country she wants these guys out of here. So she
is she even American? Isn't she
no, she's
Jamaican?
American. So she may. She may be feeling, well, I want these guys out of my country. Shouldn't she have the right to say that? Yeah, I mean,
Black people should hold on, wait, hold on. Black Americans should never feel like this is our country. That's like we sit here arguing about who they let on the plantation. How dare they let these other black people on the plantation? It's our plantation.
No,
come on now.
Come on. But as an Yana B is an American citizen. She has a right to a different kind of opinion from Black Steel, who has a different opinion. So her opinion is we want these people out of here. So what I'm saying is maybe they shouldn't bring issues and attention to these people who may feel a certain way and call ICE on these people in South Florida. They need to relax off of this for a while, maybe 4 years, and then bring it up later. This is not the administration to bring up issues of immigration and we being mistreated, because he's going to get them out of here. It's going to have a bad effect. So I'm just thinking that they need to relax off of that. Relax for now. He's dealing with Ukraine. He's dealing with South Africa. He's dealing with Elon Musk. Y'all in South Florida, chilling next to Mar-a-Lago. He ain't calling y'all yet. Y'all need to be quiet. He's dealing with the border in Mexico. Y'all need to relax. Relax in South Florida.
But Buana, though, here's the thing. They're already being targeted. That they're removing Haiti from temporary protected status. They're already being targeted. So you say to be quiet. How can they be quiet? They're already under attack. It's not like he's not picking on them. Hey guys, let's be quiet and hide so he won't mess with us. They're already being messed with.
Black Steel, you in South Florida, you know better than me, bro. You know better than me. So I'll leave it to you. I'll leave it to you, bro.
Listen, I'm gonna say this, man. Listen. I'm a little bit further north than South Florida, but listen. A lot of these people come to America not because they just want to come to America, right? Because most people don't want to leave their home countries. Most people want to live in their homes, but they leave their homes because usually they're forced out because of military reasons, economic reasons. We have people who are fleeing climate change. So these people aren't just leaving their country for shits and giggles, right? So I'm just a little confused that people want to be all America. Man, black patriots, man, Negroes need their head examined. I swear. There's nothing to be patriotic about in this country because they already harassing African Americans thinking they're from another country. That's already happening right now. The people are already targeted. Haitians have been targeted forever. Since I was a child, I remember the Haitian people were bringing in AIDS. Haitian people were dirty and they smell bad, you know? And these people are victims of U.S. imperialism. What the Clinton Foundation did down there with the rice crop, what the UN peacekeepers went down there and brought cholera to Haiti. These were not problems. Haiti has never been able to stand on its own 2 feet and be able to grow as a nation. They've been under constant attack since 1804. And the United States is a big part of that.
Yeah, I know Black Steel. I know that, and you know that. You are a sophisticated person and understand history and politics. The regular
look, flattery will get you nowhere with me, sir.
The regular. I always like to point to intellectual. See, you want to be, she's like, that's a lie. You have to. I always like to reroute and point the attention of the rank and file American citizen who may not know the history of these kinds of things or even care. So I'm
Damn it, what happened? He was to talk for a second. Is he gone?
Yeah, he looked like he fell and my computer froze for a second. Buana, you still there? If not, let's welcome in a new panelist called Billy Bob. Billy Bob, how are you?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Well, I don't know why they got Carson
Billy
for
Bob.
no reason. Can you hear me?
Okay, all right.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Billy Bob.
I don't know why the guy was cursing for no reason, for fuck's sake. You know, we on here, we're talking about people, and we're just talking about human rights, you know? And I see Yona B, a lady named Yona B down in the chat. This is not your damn country, woman. This is our country.
Billy Bob, go somewhere.
But what I want to tell y'all is,
This
man,
guy have a Mississippi accent. I can't understand what he's saying. We need some subtitles.
look,
I do it with Bakari.
what I want to tell y'all is, like, when I hear a black person saying they want somebody to lead a country, it's never the white immigrants. It's never the white immigrants. They ain't gonna ever say nothing about them damn Ukrainians, them people from the UK, them damn Russians. They ain't gonna say nothing about the South Africans. The man she been stroking all night, brought here in 2017 and gave jobs and paid them $5 to $6 an hour more than they were paying black people in Mississippi. Gave a couple of them land, because some of them still down there, to teach them how to farm. They ain't gonna ever say nothing about them ever. And that's the sickening part about it to me. They ain't gonna ever say nothing about them white folks, ever. Ever. Any immigrant that's here, right? We can say they taking jobs, right? We can say that. If you want to say that about Latinos or whatever. But you know what? The problem is, if people like the man Yona B is riding for, right? If people like that was not giving them jobs, they wouldn't be here. So instead of being mad with a so-called immigrant, why don't you say something about the person, the lunatic that y'all wanted in office, him and his friends? Because that's it's a damn race thing. It's a race thing, and that's who's bringing these people. But when it comes to the Haitians, they don't want the Haitians here. I remember what all of them have done. I remember Clinton punk ass pushing them back in the ocean. I remember just doing a presidential campaign, how they lied on them, talking about they eating cats and eating people pets. And the sickening part is a black person would sit there and agree with them. See, those black people are not my people. We just happen to be part of the same race. You understand? So when they say don't necessarily bring, I didn't even hear the prompt because I've been out. I just heard some talking, right? But if they say don't unnecessarily bring attention to yourself. Shit, being black, you already have attention. You're just walking around, and with these lunatics in office, they can't tell none of us from a Haitian, none of us from someone from Nigeria or Ghana or whatever. And if they want to snatch you or attempt to snatch you up and hold you and mess you up for the next 2-3 days, they can. Now, I hope they pick up a whole lot of blagger. I really hope they pick up blagger and FBA and all the black folks that cape them for them. I hope all of them get picked up and they get messed up for 2 or 3 days. But when I hear these black folks talking about they don't want, and Bawana say, well, she can say she don't want nobody, because she ain't got no damn country. She don't have no damn country. Just like I'm country. But we're not motherless. Africa is the mother. Ain't got no country. And that's part of the reason we crazy. We want to be like white folk. If you wanted to be your country, get ready to take it. Because didn't nobody give it to white folks. White folks didn't march with no sign and say, let me have it. They took it. They took the shit. So if we want it, since you say it's yours, if you want it, go take it. But they don't want to take it. They want to side with the people that want to hurt black people and think They neck ain't on the chopping block. I yield the mic.
Appreciate it, Brother Bakari. I know Kofi's back and Buano might be there as well. Kofi.
You can hear me?
Go ahead.
Yeah, Brother Bakari.
Yeah.
The
Let
sister
Buano go
saying,
first.
yeah, the sister saying that it's not a race thing. She say it's a security thing. So she, as an American person, feels unsafe. She feels unsafe. So the reason why this is okay. I can't even speak on. I'm not in America.
So here, but here's the thing, right?
Saying that it's
unbelievable.
It's security. So now, once again, you got some black person talking. They hoping a bigot got people with them throwing up the Nazi sign. Then let you know they want to take their military into black cities and have violence on black folks, right? I'm not even sure you want to be as black. But anyway, but all of a sudden, that's going to be the person that bring them security. I know y'all want to say them y'all people because I guess she black. But see, a line have to be drawn. A line have to be drawn because she will sell you out. She would have MAGA and Blagger hanging with y'all talking about they security. They gonna protect y'all. You know, damn security. See,
so, Bakari, before you say, let me go. Well, I just want to point out something that was completely absurd, right? How are you going to talk about security when this man let out 1,500 violent criminals, white nationalists from prison, and he pardoned them? So, but you worry about security from immigrants, but the biggest threat to the biggest source of domestic terror is white right-wing nationalists. Okay, but this man stood up here and released all these people who stormed the Capitol on January 6th. We talk about security. Be fucking for real. Please, somebody be fucking for real right now.
Koku, I
And
know
on top of that,
your panel before. Hold on, I'm gonna say this, then I'm done. I know you say she been on your panel before, but I would say again, I ain't for sure she black. Did you see her face? She sound like the white guy that was on Twitter, the black insurrectionist renegade, and was able to get a lot of money for black folks. He could crap on black folks. He bigged up Trump. He was okay with what happened during January 6th. You understand what I'm saying? Then a few years later, they find, and he had been on there before then, changed, but then couple years later, they found out this year that he's a white dude. And nobody ever seen his face. And he just had black people going at one another over damn Trump, over some damn racist bigots. Trump wouldn't spit on her if she was on fire.
Yeah, Yana B is Jamaican, by the way, Buana. But she lives in the States. Last I know.
But did you see her though? But did you see her, Coco? But did you see her face?
No, I've never before.
Bam! That don't mean she black because she from Jamaica.
Yeah. By the way, Yana B, you can come up and speak for yourself on these matters. You're no stranger to the panel, so come on through. So I know Bakari just finished, and then Kofi. Kofi, what's it?
Yeah, I didn't catch all of it, but I kind of get the gist of it. I would listen to Black Steel a little bit more on this matter, only because he's pretty much boots on the ground. If I'm not mistaken, he lives in the state of Florida, so he will have, I think, a better understanding along with this particular newsreel. And I kind of understand what Brian was saying, not to stir the pot. I mean, everyone made good points. But the first thing that came to mind is that Trump said he was going to get rid of the Haitians in Ohio. So I'm not sure if they're part of the same program that the ones in Florida is the same ones in Ohio. I don't know if it's part of the same program, but Trump was very fixated on getting rid of the ones in Ohio. So I don't know. That's probably why Buana was
probably saying like, okay, he never said anything about the ones in Florida, so why the people in Florida are making a whole bunch of noise? I think the people in Ohio will be more scared than the people in Florida. Even though I guess they're stone throw away from Mar-a-Lago, but I mean, I don't want to pretty much repeat what everyone's saying, but Black still made a very good point. But this is the Trump administration, same thing. Oh, we want to get rid of waste, fraud, and abuse, but I'm going to give you $200 million to do a ad campaign. I'm already fucking president, but I'm spending $200 million on an ad campaign on immigrants not to come here. Just all the black and brown ones, and I'm gonna give Elon Musk government contracts and have him fuck up and say, hey, he made a mistake when they check them on condoms for this. Oh, well, I'll make mistakes and other things that he totally fucked up on. But again, people think Elon Musk is a genius and Donald Trump is a businessman. But anyway, what I would say to this is pretty much, I understand maybe they need to do a pretty much a preemptive strike. But again, I'm gonna say I will listen to Black Steel on this matter because he's more boots on the ground. But when it comes to violence, because again, it's supposed to be violent. Because I heard on the report the woman says, "Hey, she doesn't mind her faces get shown. She does nothing wrong. She's has a right to be here. She's not violent. It has nothing to do with you being violent." Well, I don't know who said it, but it could have been Khalid Muhammad. They say your skin is an act of violence. Your very being is an act of violence. You don't have to commit violence. You being here in your skin is an act of violence, and I think that's what she's understanding. So Trump says one thing. Well, these people are criminals, but like Black Steel says, oh, but he's letting all the people of January 6th out, pedophiles, rapists, all these other people, and it's not like he's just giving violent offenders. So these people got a full pardon. It's not like you go to jail and you're on probation and you can't get a gun. Nah, they could go right back to the gun shop and say, "Give me a gun," even though I was beating police down with poles and I had weapons and all these things of this manner. So it's very hypocritical, and I really don't know what to say in the situation. I just fear for my people, and I'll yield the mic. Appreciate that, Kofi. Is there any last thoughts by anyone else on the panel tonight?
Let me just say real quickly, because
you guys have been doing a good
job talking about me being boots on the ground, right? So there's been situations where students have been pulled out of school because of these issues. I don't know if they were illegal or not, but I had a Haitian student who one day he never came back. He was in my class. One day, next day he's gone. People are scared, right? And this U.S. immigration law. Again, I always say the source of immigration to this country is American imperialism. These people don't leave their homes because they want a better opportunity, but people really don't understand how U.S. foreign policy affects countries, especially in the Western Hemisphere, right? There's a thing called the Monroe Doctrine, which is created by U.S. President James Monroe in the 19th century, that says that the Western Hemisphere is the United States' exclusive sphere of influence. The U.S. has exclusive control over the affairs that go on in this side of the world, right? And this is a foreign policy that has, even though it was said a long time ago, even though it was said at a time where the U.S. didn't have the ability to impact other countries on this side of the world so much, but this is something that they've been doing forever. So when you see a country like Mexico, for example, they're always talking about the cartels this, the cartels that. The cartels exist because of America's desire for drugs. Mexico doesn't make those weapons. So where are the cartels getting the weapons from? Americans want drugs. The cartels are supplying the Americans, but yet they want to turn around and blame the cartels. if America really want to do something about the cartels, they would deal with their drug laws, and they would go away overnight. Right? We can't complain about, oh, look at all the poverty in Cuba or in Venezuela or in Haiti, when we don't talk about how the Clintons destroyed the rice production industry in Haiti, right? Or how Cuba's been under a legal blockade for over 50 years, or how these countries get sanctioned economically or forced to take high loans from the IMF. We should do a whole broadcast on U.S. foreign policy and its consequences, because a lot of people are talking and don't know what the hell they're talking about. But I just it hurts me to see Black people, because I have friends who are immigrants. Personally, I've known them for years. Legal immigrants who've been here,
Black
and they're
Steel.
yes. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I don't mean to cut you off, but I know this is a issue that's close to you and your Nabi. Okay, so let me say it like this, because I want to present an alternative view. Yonabi is what you would consider to be a legal immigrant. She had to jump through certain.
Okay, and
Buana, you went out though. You went out. Yeah, he probably dropped because I don't hear him anymore.
Buana, go and come back. I noticed when I turned up Buana's volume on my end here, that's when it stopped. I don't know. I feel like I've seen that two or three times now. So, but you gotta turn your volume up on your end to be a little bit louder. Does anyone want to share some last before Buana comes?
If you on a laptop, it might be better.
Let's see, Buana.
I'm saying if you on a laptop.
Koku, can you hear me? Okay. Koku.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So great. So I understand the issue a little bit more, because the issue is a little bit complicated, and we have high immigration in this country as well. So I understand. Koku came to America. He had to go through certain hoops to become regularized as an American citizen. So did the sister in the chat, my Bahamian sister, and so did Yonabi. They have a particular issue with people who didn't go to the front door and went through the back door and didn't have to jump through the same kind of hoops, but they getting the same privileges, even though they didn't do it the right way. There are some immigrants who look at that and say, okay, you didn't have to do what I have to do. Why should you be given the rights and privileges? You didn't have to pay the fees. You didn't have to go through the process of teaching and education. You don't have to go through all these little hoops to become an American citizen or American resident, but you still have the same kind of rights. Some immigrants look at that, with a kind of, with a different kind of look. So they look at that a certain kind of way. So they don't feel the same way, because some people think all migrants think the same. That's not true. Some migrants do not think the same way, and that's why they make a distinction. I came here legally, and you would hear them saying that. I came here legally. I went through the proper procedure. So you shouldn't be given the same privileges and rights as me because I did it the right way. There are some immigrants who feel that way. So I understand Yonabi's perspective. But I also understand Black Steel's perspective, because
I don't
Black
know.
Steel
It
say,
started doing that.
oh goodness. Can you hear me? Oh goodness, man.
Yeah. We can hear you. We can hear you. All right, Anthony, want to go while Buana works on that thing. Anthony, go ahead.
Can you hear me, Coco?
I can hear you.
Coco, can you hear me? Okay, all right. Hey, man, yeah. Yeah, I mean, okay, yeah.
Going to that
Yeah, I
party
mean, okay. Let me see.
for like 5 minutes.
Hey, somebody needs to mute. I still need to mute.
Black
Somebody need
Steel,
to
you gotta
mute, man.
mute. You gotta mute.
Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. Okay. I'm gonna start right where my brother Barner just left off at. Well, he was saying about how some black immigrants feel a certain way. I mean, what he was saying about I came here the legal way, you came here the other way. Now, Coco, hey, look, I'm not trying to pick no fight or nothing, or start a mess, but that sounds like some house Negroes shit to me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about Barner. I mean, he was just saying what people think. I mean, that sounds like some house Negro stuff. It's what Bakara say. I mean, here go a black immigrant against another black immigrant. You know what I'm saying? It's about you didn't come here the right way. You know, I mean, I just think that's ridiculous, man. But what I wanted, really what I wanted to go to was this. Really what I wanted to go to was this right here. Okay, since we talk about our brothers and sisters from Haiti, our Haitian brothers and sisters. Okay, I'm gonna say this, and Black Steel touched on it. Okay, now the same government that want to deport you is the same government that is causing all of the bullshit in your country. Okay, that being said, I'm gonna say this. Okay, and I don't know how the brothers on the panel are gonna take this, but I'm gonna say it like this. Okay, now remember, we always had it's always been a saying in the Black consciousness movement, in the Pan-Africanist movement. Okay, African people outside of Africa, in the Americas, in the diaspora, and on the continent won't be respected until what? Until Africa is respected. Okay, now we see our brothers like President Traore and President Chiani and President Assimi Goïta. We see them in the Sahel brothers standing up, for Africa and standing up for the black race, standing up for our people. And you know what? And now you see the shift in this paradigm. We becoming respected now. Okay, now how I relate that back to the subject we talking about Haiti. Okay, now our people in Haiti fought a revolution in the 1790s and the early 1800s, and they won. They won. But I'm saying you also have to fight a revolution to the end. You have to fight it to the end. Okay, now they won that battle, but the enemies came back. And right now today, I mean, if we can go back to all of the destabilization throughout the 19th century, and we go back to the early 1900s, the 1910s, when America invaded Haiti and occupied Haiti from 1915 to 1934, I think. Where they occupied Haiti. Okay. And then after that, leaving a puppet administrations, in power, to control the Haitian people and Haiti's resources. Okay, what I'm saying is the one way for our brothers and sisters here who are immigrants, in the United States, and our people in Haiti on the ground, the one thing that has to happen, it has to be another revolution. It has to be a revolution to get those oligarchs, those people who run Haiti, those people who are the puppets, who are in bed with the American capitalists, the corporate empire. Those people who are the gatekeepers, you know what I'm saying, who are making sure that that's letting these Canadian firms and these American firms and these French firms and these Lebanese and all these other people outside of Haiti exploit Haiti's resources. And exploit Haiti's people, this labor, everything. What they have to do, eventually, I mean, we got to go back and say, is it like the Haitians said in 1804, it's freedom or death. And we got to run them up out of there. They got to kill them motherfuckers, and they got to run them up out of there. Even if you got to start from ground zero, well, they got to get those people out of there, and because they have to take control of their country. Right now, I mean, Haitian people have not controlled their country since I don't know when. Every government that's been in Haiti has been a regime that's been a puppet regime, a gatekeeper regime for the Western imperialism. I mean, there has not been not one of them that was free. Well, you know, you can talk about Papa Doc. Well, Papa Doc, he exploited his people for Western imperialism. It all the way back. I mean, since Dessalines, there hasn't been an independent Haitian government. What I'm saying, you got, like Amos will say, you got to fight an enemy to the end. And what I'm saying, the main thing is for Haiti to be Haitian people in America, Haitian diaspora around the world. If the Haitian people to be respected, they're gonna have to take control of their destiny, man. They're gonna have to say, fuck it. We're gonna have to just do it like our ancestors did in 1804. And we just gonna have to, a whole bunch of us gonna have to die. But we got to take control of our country. We got to take control of our destiny, of our resources. You know what I'm saying? And then you will see a change in this bullshit. But I mean, from right now, okay, yeah, you know how the American government look at them? Oh, hey, them Haitians. You know, Haitians. Like I'm saying, I remember when the brother was talking about, Bakari was talking about how, you know, they were saying the Haitian people bought AIDS around. How the Haitian people did this and that and all of the shit that they blame that shit on Haitians. You know what I'm saying? And it was just ridiculous. But I'm saying at the end of the day, I think the Haitian people got to finally get together, because it's just like us with African people in America, black people in America. One of the main reasons we still in the position that we're in is because of disunity. Disunity. We can't come together on nothing, you know, for our own interests. But, you know, that's the same thing with our people in Haiti. You know what I'm saying? You got people who gonna follow this camp and people who follow this camp. You know, they put leaders up in front of them just like they put leaders up in front of us. You know, who do you know in Europe or anywhere else got a leader known as barbecue? You know what I'm saying? And all this old bullshit, you know, and then put these, and they got all kind of foreign corporate interests in there, you know, just exploiting the people. I mean, you got, at the end of the day, the Haitian people have to decide, and only they can decide, only they can do it. Can't nobody do it for them. I don't give a damn what any of us say. It got to be done by the Haitian people. They got to get together, and they got to have another déchacage, like they did in '85 when they ran the Tonton Macousse and Duvalier and them up out of there. They got to say, we going up the hills to the place where them people live at, and we gonna run them up out of here. We gonna get them up out of here, and we got to take control of our country. And that's when you're gonna see Haitian people around the world being respected. Because you know what? People gonna respect Haiti. They gonna say, them black people went and they handled business and they took their country back. And it's not like they say, well, they can't do it. Well, you know, look at Burkina Faso did it. Niger did it. You know what I'm saying? Mali did it. And that's just what I feel, man. You know, they got you got to fight an enemy to the end. You know, you can't sign a peace treaty with the enemy. You know, you can't negotiate with the enemy, you know, for your freedom. You know, you got to beat your enemy ass. You got to kill him. You got to run him up out your country. And you got to, like, I don't want to be your friend. You the motherfucker that been fucking over me for 100 years. I don't need to deal with you. I mean, you know, I don't need to deal with you. You know, we sit up here and listen to Bill Clinton sit up here and talk about he trying to help the Haitian people by importing Arkansas rice to Haiti and destroying the Haitian rice industry. You know what I'm saying? We looking at when they had the earthquake, you know, and that foundation raised like billions of dollars. I mean, like, I don't know, it was like 10, 15, however many billions of dollars that was supposed to help the people with, and Hillary Clinton, the head of the foundation, and all that money disappeared. Don't nobody know where the money went. When Venezuela gave billions of dollars in gas money to the people, you know, for the Haitian people, all that shit disappeared. You got to get rid of those Negro puppets, those mulatto, whatever you got to get rid of those puppets. Those gatekeepers that's keeping their foot on the Haitian people's neck. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter what happened, or it do matter, but I'm just saying whatever happened here in the United with the immigrants, whatever, it ain't gonna change until it change in Haiti. You know, and I don't want to go on too much, man. I'll leave it right there, man.
Can I say something, Coco?
So this is gonna be probably the last topic for the night, anyway. Does anyone want to add any last thoughts or further any points or respond to anything you might have seen in the chat Anyone can go.
Yes.
Take it away.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yes,
I
sir.
just
Go
wanted to
ahead.
give you your props. I said I wanted to give you your props because you're much more patient than me with some of this stuff that being said in the chat. Cause I'm to the point because somebody is, they say they black, we ain't never seen them. They ain't necessarily on my team. That woman Yona B say, y'all just don't get it. Or whatever that is, Yona B. You say as a woman, I say as a woman, say y'all just don't get it. America is not like everything else. Black people and white people, we're both Americans. The dude American Soul told War Drums that FBA and white people, basically what he's talking about, how they will destroy, how they gonna destroy Pan-Africanism. And that make me go back to something I heard earlier when I couldn't come on. Somebody said something about an echo chamber. I'm gonna tell y'all something. When somebody say something to me about an echo chamber, what you want an echo chamber? If we are trying to come together, yes, it's okay to be an echo chamber. So they're complaining about black people, about us agreeing and what we want to do, but it's okay for them to come around and want to cause confusion, which don't make no sense to me. How can you build anything or do anything if you're not in agreement on nothing? You have to be different. That don't make no damn sense. I have to come and I have to give a different opinion because we are not supposed to have an echo chamber. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. For in black people, Pan-Africans, we need to get out of that. It's okay for us to sit on this damn panel, and if we choose to agree, that is okay. And don't let nobody who want to come into the chat or on the panel and try to tell you it's an echo chamber, like you agreeing is a bad thing. So now we got, well, it ain't no echo chamber. It's a damn echo chamber. We Pan-African and we want to see black folks better. It's a damn echo chamber. We don't want nobody hurting Haitians. So yes, it's a damn echo chamber. We don't want nobody hurting no African people. Well, some of y'all can be hurt, American Soul Yona. But part of me, I'm just being honest with you. It don't matter to me about them. And I'm just telling you the honest truth. And I know this your thing, and I probably shouldn't be saying that because they in your chat. But it's okay for some of us to throw some of them away because they just want to be here and cause confusion. And that's my take. But like I said, I give you your props for being way more patient than me.
You know, Bakari,
Sounds like we're probably.
You hit on the echo chamber thing. I just want to touch on, I didn't say it earlier, but I understood why it was said. And I'll say I understand why it is the case that we say it's not an echo chamber. You wouldn't have been able to say what you said just now if there wasn't some people around who were in opposition to something that was being said. But what you were able to do because of those people, you was able to hammer down that, you know what, as Pan-Africanists, we really and truly, we come together to agree. We come together to, around common causes, common ideas, etc. So I look at it as the folks in the chat who are saying what they're saying that's contrary. That just allows you to have that reminder to all of us that at the end of the day, if we want to if we want to get together, get along, we're going to have to just kind of be unapologetic about agreeing on many things. Oh, did Kofi leave?
No, I'm here. No, I'm just pretty much enjoying the conversation, man. Yeah.
Go ahead, Kofi.
Yeah, I, with the back and forth, the spirited, having the spirited conversation. So I'm pretty much enjoying because right now, at this point, we are at the mercy of the Trump administration and him rolling back on all the promises that the American government has given to black people. And it is sadly, it just is what it is. And I don't know. I just hope that they have other contingency plans. So there's nothing really I could say or do or to really change the situation. But I don't know. It's just a hard thing to deal with. But as far as the whole echo chamber, Brother McCoy is right. This is the echo chamber when it comes to far as like we all Pan African. It's a Pan African platform with Pan African minded like people, and we don't want any black people getting hurt. So was it echo chamber when it comes to that? Yes. And if you trying to make any excuse of why it's okay for black people to be mistreated, if you're a human being and not a Neanderthal, then yeah, you're just a despicable person, But I mean that's pretty much it. I really don't want to say. I don't want to keep repeating points that were already made, but yeah, that's it.
I appreciate that, Kofi. Anyone else want to give their last thoughts? All right. Well, at this point, let's at least give our shout outs go. Let's do our shout outs. Let me start with Kofi. Kofi.
I would like to shout out what's going on with me this week pretty much. I really have no real special shout outs, but just rest in power Angie Stone. Rest in power to her and her passing. And Coco, I see you put something up for Roberta Flack. So we lost two very good songbirds this week. I love Roberta Flack. I mean, I'm not that old, but I remember growing up as a little kid hearing her songs. So, and Angie Stone too as well. That's D'Angelo's baby mama. So I know he's feeling it too. And I just want to say rest and power to those two queens, and just to my Haitian people, just keep your head up, do and just try to do what we can and do what you think what's whatever that's best for you, and that's it.
Appreciate that, Kofi. Let me see if Buana could hear us. Buana, what are your shout outs this week? That's not working. Bakari, what's your shout out this week?
My shout out is to the panel. Angie Stone. My shout out to Pan Africans. Ibrahim, I can't ever say his last name right. Shout out to them for getting their for their electric cars. Shout out to my homeboy from Cameroon, who I was talking to today, who let me know it's Cameroon's plan. Say they're about to oust their president, and it's their plan before this year is over with. This is what I was told. Before the year is over with, to join forces with Burkina Faso and see what Burkina Faso and Mali and Niger, those places, see what they need them to do. They plan to. Now, this is what I was told by my buddy from Cameroon. They're going to oust the old guy, and they plan to join them. And they believe in what they're doing. So, and they say the country is behind them. So a shout out to that too.
Appreciate that, Brother Bakari. Black Seal, are you there? What would you like to shout out this week?
I'm still here. You know what? I caught Kofi's show earlier today, so shout out to Kofi. That was a really good discussion.
Thank you.
Talking about the FBA and everything else like that. It was that video you showed with the people rapping, man. I was in my car driving, boy. I almost had an accident.
the wobble delineation.
Oh my gosh, it was so embarrassing. Then they said black was a curse. Oh my gosh. So yeah, that was a hard video to look at, but I think that yeah, shout out to you for that. It was a good episode, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Anthony, what would you like to shout out this week?
Yeah, I like to I like to comment that. I already, Kobe always be killing them. So yeah, man, I give a shout out to Kobe, man, for all that NBA killing them NBA bullshit. But I mean, I give a shout out. Well, first of all, a shout out, like you said, to Angie Stone and to Roberta Flack, man, those beautiful sisters, who brought us so much joy with their music, man. But I want to give a shout out to the president of Tshisekedi, the president of the Congo, and the president of Chad for linking up, both of them linking up with the brothers in the Sahel for military agreements, to combine their forces to actually assist our people in the Congo to help liberate the Congo from the bullshit that's going on, man. And not only just that, but overall just coming together. That's Pan-Africanism. You know what I'm saying? Linking their forces together and saying that we're gonna liberate Africa. So I give a shout out to that man. I give a shout out to Koku for coming up with this channel. Koku over the weekend, a lot of people don't know. Koku called me. He called me, and it was tripped me out. I said, man, Koku called me. And we talked for a minute, man, and we tried to get some things straight now. It didn't happen right there at that time, but it's happening now, because you see I'm on the panel, man. So thank you to Koku, man, and thank you to all of the brothers on the panel, man, for your input. And I appreciate y'all, man. I love y'all. Y'all take it easy, man.
Thanks for the shout out, Anthony. Thank you. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the show. Yes, indeed. Something was said earlier in this show. I think it was Black Steel who said we should talk more about, in short, what's going on in America. That's something we could talk about too, to educate more folks on what's all that's happening when you see Trump and Zelensky, and what are the things to look out for and stuff like that. So if you guys want to do that, hit me up by email or hit me up on the Discord. We could discuss that. In the meantime, like everyone else said, shout out to Angie Stone. That was tough to hear today. And shout out to Miss Roberta Flack. We were supposed to tonight do a prompt on the Pretendian national anthem. I'll bring that first thing next week. So look out for that. Until then, you guys be good. I'll see you next week this time. Until then, peace.
Thanks for listening to the Bitter Medicine Podcast with your host, Koku. If you like what you just heard, we hope you pass along our web address, bittermedicineblogs.com, to your friends and colleagues, and share our show to all your social media. Be sure to check out our archive section on our website for previous podcasts. This has been a KWAZ radio production. Join us next time for another session of the Bitter Medicine Podcast. Follow us on Facebook at Bitter Medicine Show, Twitter, Bitter Meds, Tumblr, Bitter Meds, Instagram, Bitter Medicine.